Good morning, I'm Matt O'Donnell, 7:23 on this Friday, January 19th. Meteorologist Karen Rogers is here along with the winter storm.
Our snow is here. It has arrived. It's starting to fill in through the area, and most of the region's coming down pretty light. In fact, hardly at all at the moment in Allentown. Some of your northwest suburbs coming down pretty good. I'm noticing a couple of bands that are higher just south of the city, and even along the coast, we've transitioned from rain to snow already. Visibility is down, and you can kind of see how the snow is coming in from the west with visibility down to about 3/4 of a mile in the city. So a little hard to see with that snow coming down pretty lightly but steadily through the region, and we're going to continue with it all through the day today. So it doesn't wrap up until 7 or 8 o'clock. Much of the day will be light, but I think, Matt, it starts to pick up a little bit, even more so, maybe 9, 10 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Karen. The roads are whitening as we speak. Jessica Boynton's in for Matt with traffic next.
Hey everyone, watching pretty much the calm before the storm, and it's starting right now. So heading out the door, winter storm speed restrictions in effect on the Garden State Parkway, the Turnpike, about 45 miles per hour. 495, the PA Turnpike, the Northeast Extension, 45 miles per hour there too, and some commercial vehicle limits. So a heads up for that. If you're heading out the door on 55 south before Vineland, there's a crash there, but we're just watching and waiting, really. Some areas starting to see some damp spots, some areas starting to see some big flakes. No real delays anywhere. Actually, that we are seeing a little bit of a southbound delay here. There could be a little crash or disabled vehicle up ahead, but we're kind of looking like this right now everywhere, Matt.
Thank you, Jess. We have a list of snow emergencies declared for local communities on 6abc.com. Good morning, I'm Matt O'Donnell, 7:56 on this Friday, January 19th, our second snowfall of the week. Here's meteorologist Karen Rogers.
Few snowfall totals hot off the presses. Would you like to hear him, Mr. Matt O'Donnell?
Let's do it.
1/10 of an inch in Philadelphia. It's something. We've got it coming down. 1/10 of an inch in Mount Holly, 1.3 in Kent County, Delaware, 1.3 in Newcastle, and 0.4 in Berks County. So we're starting to see some snowfall come down, as you can see right now on Storm Tracker 6. Not much happening in the Poconos or anywhere, even in Allentown. It's not much just yet. It's Philadelphia, some of your northwest suburbs, and we do expect some heavier accumulation probably south of the city. We're starting to see visibilities drop too, so be careful as you're heading out there right now, Matt.
All right, will do. Thank you, Karen. Let's show you a live picture of what's going on right now. That's Philadelphia International Airport. They have the runways to clear off, and then there's the roads with Jess in for Matt.
Yeah, so Matt, we do have some issues out there with the few cars that are out and driving and that light accumulation so far. Out in Claymont, 495 south, right around Philadelphia Pike, dealing with a crash. And over in New Jersey, 295 north, just around Route 73, we have a crash. And south near the Black Horse Pike, moving through Belmar, we have a crash there as well. If you're on the boulevard or driving around the boulevard up to the northeast or southbound towards the Schuylkill, you can see the snowfall here. No real accumulation on the roads for right now. But again, it's cold, so everything's going to be slippery anyway. Here's an example right around Chester. We had an accident earlier this morning in this intersection. You can see some of the accumulation in there. Route 100 just around Route 113, Matt.
Thanks, Jess. Why a water utility issued a Philadelphia snow emergency is now in effect. It started at 7 a.m. Vehicles illegally parked on snow emergency routes in the city may be ticketed and towed. Expired parking meters and kiosks on residential blocks will not be enforced during this time. And why a water utility issued a boil water advisory for some areas of Montgomery County on 6abc.com. Good morning, it's 8:27 on this Friday, January 19th. An AccuWeather alert is in effect. Sky 6 taking a live look at the Walt Whitman Bridge. Can't even see it. It is hazy out there and the snow is really coming down, Karen Rogers.
Yeah, it's light, but it is coming down steadily out there and reducing visibility like you saw in that shot. So you got to watch that. As we look at Storm Tracker 6, we see snowfall now through much of the area. We are seeing some dry slots working their way into the region that we're keeping an eye on down to the south. But more snow is expected to fill in through the day today. Here's what we can expect hour by hour. We're at 27 degrees right now, kind of holding in the upper 20s to 30 through much of the day. Much of the day, the snow is going to be very light, but it is coming down through the area, not really wrapping up till about 7 o'clock. You see 6 and 7, we start to taper off with just cloudy skies. So be careful as you're traveling out there, Matt.
And speaking of travel, Karen, let's turn now to Jessica Boynton in for Matt Pellman. Hey, Jess.
Yeah, Matt, this guy's not going anywhere anytime soon. If you pay attention on the blue route right now around Ridge Pike, all the traffic's going that way. He's facing that way. So we're going to see a lot of that today. Again, the roads are really light in terms of volume and traffic like that. We're going to to see a lot of this. You got to be careful. You can kind of see where he had his little spin around into the shoulder where we have snow gathering there. Out on the PA Turnpike eastbound at 29, we have a crash there, the right lane blocked, and a crash on 295 south near the Black Horse Pike with the right lane blocked there too. And what Matt was talking about earlier, look, you can barely even see it. You can't even see the skylines. There's snow coming down. Again, light volume, so we're not seeing a lot of that. If you can stay home, stay home. But when you head out, you have to go slow. Matt.
You got it. Thank you, Jess. How to get your car ready if you have to take it out in this inclement weather on 6abc.com. Good morning, everyone. It's 8:56 on this Friday, January 19th, and Sky 6 has a live look at Love Park in Center City. The snowstorm has several school districts closed, like Philadelphia's, or on a delay. Meteorologist Karen Rogers says this will be a long but light storm event.
It's nice to see it. It looks pretty out there, doesn't it? That temperature about 27 degrees. Bundle up as you're heading out. We just have a few totals so far, but in Middletown we got 1.3. In Delaware, Dover Air Force Base just under an inch. Mount Holly only 1/10 of an inch. Philadelphia 1/10 of an inch. Reading 4/10 of an inch. But it's going to snow all through the day into the early evening, and we're looking at snow blanketing the region. A couple of areas of dry slots that are trying to work in, but they'll real fill in, and we're going to get snowfall through the day today, wrapping up. So let's take a look at what you can expect hour by hour. Snowing through the day, you'll get some moderate bands, but for the most part, it's light and pretty slowly accumulating through the day. In the city, we expect about 3 to 4 inches, but there will be a couple of higher bands, probably south of the city at some point today, Matt.
All right, thank you, Karen. If you venture out, here's Jessica Boynton in for Matt Pellman. Hi, Jess.
Yes, hi, guys. And if it's right, you don't have to, right? Stay home today, because if not, you're going to hit some slippery conditions, no matter how much snow we get. Out on Route 1, northbound between Concord Road and Cheney Road in Concordville, that's closed to drivers right now with an accident scene there. If you're heading out the door on the Blue Route, right around Ridge Pike, we're seeing a lot of this. There's a little accident up ahead. You can kind of see it up there, blocking the left lane. It's mostly stuff that's happening on and off ramps and into the shoulders, because into the shoulders is where some of the snow is gathering. And I saw another car a little earlier completely facing the wrong way on the road. And no collisions for the most part, because there's not a lot of cars there. It's just people losing control of their vehicle. Same goes for the PA Turnpike East at Route 29. There's a crash there too, Matt.
Thanks, Jess. Adam Copeland is on live with Kelly and Mark. Next here on 6ABC, I'm Matt O'Donnell. If you do have to go out there, please be careful. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.
Next on Action News at 10 a.m. Right now, snow is falling across much of our area for the second time this week.
I'm tracking the latest on the impacts being felt in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, along with meteorologist Brittany Boyer. We'll talk about how long it lasts.
And Sky 6 is taking a live look at Love Park right now. We're going to bring you live coverage from our team of reporters out and about this morning, monitoring those snowy conditions.
Well, it does look like a postcard. But
Snow globe.
That's it. But we're going to talk about how it all pans out for us when Action News at 10 a.m. starts right now.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with meteorologist Karen Rogers, Nidia Ha, Aliana Gomez, and Alicia Vitarelli.
All right, everyone, here we go. Good morning. It is Friday, January 19th, longest week ever right now. It is a snow day all across our area. That's speaking from a parent whose a kid, once again, doesn't have school, but it's okay. Right. They're enjoying it. Second time this week we've seen accumulating snow after quite a long drought. It's been like 2 years.
I know, and now it doesn't even feel like we've had no snow for the last couple of years. Schools across our area, as Alicia mentioned, including in Philadelphia, have canceled classes today. Kids are getting a snow day. They're excited about that.
Get the sleds out.
Exactly. And Local 6 is out on the road. Take it easy this morning. Here's a live look at the conditions in Wilmington, Delaware. You see the roads look slick, but at least they are clear of the slushy mess.
New video now showing how the snow is already piling up in Rodney Square this morning. I'll tell you, the pictures are pretty, and we thank all the workers out there clearing the paths for us, throwing some salt down so people can get around safely.
Definitely getting the hard work done for us. We have team coverage and reporters fanned out from Philadelphia to Delaware, monitoring the conditions for us this morning. But let's begin with meteorologist Karen Rogers. Rogers and Brittany Boyer in the Weather Center with the latest update on what we're expecting today. Good morning, ladies.
And it's been a couple years since we worked together side by side on a snowstorm, right?
I know, it's been a while. It's like we're jamming winter into one single week here.
We are, and we're getting it right now. What a pretty picture we have for folks out there as we look live right now on Sky 6. We're at the airport. We see that snow coming down. I guess pretty unless you were trying to take off in that plane right there, right? You can see the snow piling up on the cars that have been parked, and they're going to need to brush this off when all is said. We've got a winter storm warning for Philadelphia and area south for the first time in about 2 years. So it has been a while since we've had a winter storm warning here. An advisory north and west right now. And here you can see the snowfall that's coming down through the area and at a pretty good rate in spots. Even as we've looked, we've had a couple of areas about 2 inches near Berks County and Bucks County. Right now in Norristown, it's coming down pretty good. Montgomery Township and Solebury here in Bucks County. You can see some of those darker shades of purple here right near the city where I was showing you that airport shot just near the city in Chester. We see that purple band coming down pretty good. Areas in Delaware where you got hit hard this morning with some heavier snow. You've got a heavier band here through Middletown as well. As we look to the coastline, we had a little mixing early on, then we got some snowfall, a little bit of a dry slot at this moment, but that'll be filling in shortly. And here you can see a wider view of that radar. It is going to continue to snow all day long, wrapping up through the evening. So as people are heading out and trying to see in all this, Brittany, as it's coming down at such a good clip, it's a little hard to see in some spots, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right about that. I came in around 8:30 this morning and there was low visibility out there, and that's only going to continue as we take you into the afternoon. And you can see some of our visibility readings down to under a mile in places like Philadelphia, like areas in Pottstown. And as Karen was just showing you, we are seeing some heavier bands up into parts of Berks County, so the snowfall making for low visibility out that way. Looking at the timing here with Future Tracker, we can see that the steadiest snowfall likely going to be south and east of the city as we get through the lunch hour, but it's still snowing all the way back into central Pennsylvania. We go through the rest of the afternoon. Any of that mixing that's occurring at the coast is going to change into a steady wet snowfall. 4 o'clock in the evening, we're still expecting slippery and snow-covered roads for your evening commute, and then things are really going to be winding down after about 7 o'clock tonight. Snow showers tapering off, and then how much snow you can expect. Again, it's a light fluffy snow, especially around the city and points north and west, but it's going to be a little bit harder to clean up here down toward the coast. 1 to 3 inches possible from Atlantic City down into Wildwood, Cape May, and then we have this jackpot area of 3 to 6 inches of snow, which is pretty significant given the fact that we haven't seen that much snow in a while. So Philadelphia, Middletown, also Dover, all the way into coastal Ocean County, you're going to be looking at that heavy snow. Get it cleaned up because behind the snow is the cold. Another Arctic blast. Alicia and Aliana, this is how it's going to feel. 7 in the morning, single-digit wind chills.
Oof, yeah. So let the kids do the sledding today, but you know what? Get out there and clean it up because we don't want it to freeze over. Great advice. Brittany, thank you. Now let's turn to our team of reporters who are out covering these snowy conditions for us.
Yeah, let's start in the city where Action News reporter Catherine Scott is joining us live in Mount Airy. Catherine, it's looking good out there. The snowflakes are thick and light, not like the freezing snow that we had out there. How's it feeling?
You know, it actually feels better than when it was snowing a couple days ago. It's been snowing here for about 4 hours here in Mount Airy. Look what we found in the van. The Action News yardstick. We had to dust it off a little bit. It's been a while since we've needed it, but let's see what we got here. Now, there is a whole layer of ice under, whoop, and I just squashed it down. We have about 2 inches right now on this ledge. I can't guarantee the scientific accuracy of that, but it looks like it's been snowing quite a bit here in Mount Airy this morning. Let's take a look down Germantown Avenue. You can see the road is passable, though a bit sloppy. We've been speaking to people this morning. Some people like the snow, others couldn't do without it.
Not gonna work. Still gotta get it. Won't get it, babe. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I like spring. Spring's around the corner.
The snow started in Germantown around 6 a.m. The flakes falling faster and faster around Germantown Avenue and Washington Lane, and soon it began to stick. The city declared a snow emergency starting at 7 a.m. and cars parked along snow emergency routes like these could get ticketed and towed. In Mount Airy along Germantown Avenue, you could see plows and salt trucks out. City crews were set to begin this morning at 2 a.m. The city has 43,000 tons of salt available, mobilizing more than 400 pieces of equipment, including support from city agencies and contractors. In East Mount Airy, snow collected on the streets, thicker on the less traveled streets than the main ones. We spoke to one woman who was out walking her dogs. You have to watch your step with the ice, but she and they love the snow.
This is Percy. He's a husky, so of course he absolutely loves it. Anytime it's snowing, he loves to romp around. And this is Leo. While he's lower to the ground and gets a little colder, he still loves being outside. It was colder earlier this week, so we got some salt down, which seems to be helping. Although, you know, I definitely see there are some, now that it's snow covered, you can't see the ice, which is a little bit dangerous.
I'm back here live in Mount Airy here on Germantown Avenue. We just saw some people walking by with some sleds. People are out walking around. The snow continues. Here in the city, meter, kiosk, and time limit violations on residential blocks will not be enforced until the snow emergency is lifted. Again, according to our trusty Action News yardstick here, we have about 2 inches so far on the ledge here in Mount Airy, and the snow continues. We're live in Mount Airy. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, at least people are taking advantage of it and having fun while it's still nice.
That's
Catherine, thank you. And Sky 6 taking a live look at Philadelphia International Airport this morning. The snow having a major impact on travel there today. So far, there are 32 cancellations at the airport, 180 delays. Those numbers could climb as the storm persists. We expect them to climb. Of course, be sure to check with your airline before heading out today. And if you haven't signed up for notifications, text message notifications, do so with the airline.
If you were trying to go somewhere warm, you're going to have a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Probably.
You'll get there eventually.
We hope.
All right, let's turn to Delaware, where the snow has been coming down for hours now.
Action News reporter Leland Pinder joining us live in Claymont with an update there. Hey, Leland, nice hat.
Hey, thank you. Good morning to you. What a sight out here. Our winter wonderland has arrived. We're right here along Naaman's Road in Claymont, right near 95. And as you can see, the snow is falling. I'm actually standing here on a sidewalk, but you might not know it because it's covered in snow. And as you can see, it's that really good kind of easy, fluffy stuff right now. It's not too, pat down just yet, but as we know, as time goes on and night falls, there's potential for that to get icy and slick and slippery. And then if you take a look at the road here, these roads in Claymont and Delaware, they are in good shape. The major roads, we've been out here maybe an hour, hour and a half, and we've seen DelDOT trucks with plows come through at least, I would say, every 15 or 20 minutes. They are working overtime and double time to keep these major roads clear. But when you turn off onto those secondary roads, it gets slushy, and neighborhoods, I'm told, are even worse. I talked to one man getting some gas after work earlier, and he says earlier he saw a crash on one of those secondary roads that hadn't been treated as well as these major thoroughfares.
On my way to work, there was an accident. Guy went off the road into a little creek, so the fire trucks were there trying to pull him out.
Yeah, so you got to be careful, and not sure what that person's situation was. Maybe they had to go to work and they had to be out. But if you're someone that doesn't have any obligations today, maybe you're off of work or can work at home, certainly some school closures are in place, you're asked to stay off of these roads if you don't need to be out here, because as the day goes on, of course, conditions are expected to get even worse. We're live here in Claymont now. Leland Pinder, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, Leland, stay warm and dry out there. Thank you. I got to tell you, on my way in this morning, so many people were honking at me to go faster. When I was coming in on 76, I was like, take it slow.
I was surprised that everybody on the Schuylkill was going like 30 miles per hour. I was like, okay, we're paying attention. We're taking it slow.
Except for the 2 people behind me.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys go ahead. We head over to South Jersey now, taking a look at the conditions there this morning.
Yeah, Action News reporter Corey Davis is joining us live in Deptford, where some kids have already been enjoying this snow day, Corey. Lots of fun for the kids.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, the snow is accumulating in yards and parking lots like that. So, yeah, kids can make snowmans, but on the roads, it's getting slushy out there. Not as fun for the adults.
And he's excited about donuts.
Right. But before enjoying his donuts, 7-year-old Christopher Golden is getting a taste of the snow. He's so excited to be out of school today, all dressed up in his snow gear. I like your boots. Tell me about your boots.
I think I got these from Sam's Club or Walmart. I don't remember.
Hey, turn to the side. Let's see them.
Okay.
Christopher's dad, Kyrie, says they're taking it slow today.
It's not too bad yet, but the forecast looks like it's going to be doing this pretty consistently all day. So it's good that they cancel school.
We've seen plow truck drivers making the rounds in Deptford, New Jersey. There isn't enough snow to plow just yet on the roads, so they're spraying salt until the snow really starts to stick.
The roads I took were perfectly fine. Nobody was out. I got my daughter safely to the babysitter, and now I'm headed to work.
Conditions on the roads are expected to worsen over the course of the day. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy closed all state offices. He says crews are keeping an eye on the weather while waiting for what's to come.
That snow could melt into slush or turn to ice, which will make for a dangerous Friday night commute throughout the Garden State.
Yeah, so once again, it is getting slushy out there, so you want to be extra careful for sure. Reporting live here in Deptford, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News. Alicia?
I'll tell you, I like that kid's plan. Go get the donuts and then get back inside. Thanks, Corey. And of course, make sure you have the 6 ABC app by your side today as the snow continues to fall. You can track the conditions in your neighborhood and get updates from our team of meteorologists. We have tag team coverage today. Karen and Brittany both with us this morning.
Yeah.
We continue to follow the latest on the snow impacting much of our area right now. Here's a look at our radar, which shows just how widespread it is.
Yeah, giving you a live look from Mobile 6 of the conditions in 202 North near Concord in Delaware. Let's take a look at the roads. There we are. We're taking a look there. The roads aren't looking so bad. I think that snow is kind of getting pushed away.
And now we're going to take a look at some new video coming in of the slick roads in Warminster, Bucks County. But it really looks like a postcard scene here. You can see the side roads, though, along Henry Avenue and York Road are becoming a bit of a mess. We're hearing this all morning. The main road's looking pretty clear. It's the secondary, tertiary roads. You really need to be careful.
And Sky 6 showing you the conditions in Philadelphia at Independence Hall. It's looking really dark and gloomy out there. 28 degrees it says right now, but it is looking very picture perfect, postcard-like. And remember, we want to see your snow videos and photos, especially if you got the kiddos out on the sled. Send them in to us at 6abc.com/share. All right, so we're going to need the men to lead the way. Sky 6 looking live at Spring Mountain. A lot of snow on the grounds. Hopefully the men are driving, plowing, shoveling.
No way. We're giving the wheel. We're giving the wheel to our girls. Come on, girls.
Listen, we've got some strength. I'm ready to do the plowing and the shoveling. I don't mind a little bit of that. Would you like to see some totals, ladies? We've got a few numbers coming in here. In Glenmore, an inch. In Hatboro, Montgomery County, 1.3. In Upper Darby, an inch and a half. Spring Township, 2 inches. In Philadelphia, we still officially have a 1/10 of an inch. We have to wait for that automatic update. In Summers Point, an inch. And many of these totals, most are done the old-fashioned way. Someone has to get outside who works with the National Weather Service, affiliated with them, and check that snowfall total and report in. I love when viewers share their pictures. This is George and Fiona, the pups out there. They're in the Delaware State Park, and the mom was telling me it looks like a winter wonderland out there in Delaware. You were one of the first to get some of those heavier bands in Delaware, so the pups are enjoying it. You should too. We're looking at Storm Tracker 6 right now, and you can see we do have some heavier bands. Look at the darker shade of purple here, and it's great because with our new radar site that you can really get a clear idea of what's happening in these western suburbs as we look at that one that's exclusive to us. So nice that we'll be able to see so clearly what's happening here. And we've got in West Goshen Township in Norristown, pretty good brand of purple coming down, at least moderate snowfall continuing. Montgomery Township up in Wrightstown, a lot of these roads are snow covered now. Northeast Extension, Schuylkill Expressway right in the city itself. We've got that purple band coming down all along 495, and in Wilmington it already looked like a winter wonderland earlier this morning in Delaware, and still coming down pretty good. We earlier had a little bit of mixing along the coastline, but very quickly that changed over to snow right now, and we can see this low pressure will be moving off the coastline. We're going to continue to get the snow for the coming hours, so let's look at what we can expect. Right now that temperature, we're below freezing everywhere except sitting at that freezing mark in Sea Isle City, Cape May. You're at 34 right now off the coast of Rhode Island, Long Island. We take a look right now at Future Tracker, and you can see at 11:30 kind of get enhanced a little bit, and a lot of models are picking up on some heavier bands through South Jersey. We watch this through 3 o'clock. If maybe the kids are getting out to play, it's going to be cold this afternoon, but you're still going to be getting that snow. And you look north and west, and it does look lighter. You've got some heavier bands you had earlier there, but through Allentown, the Poconos, it's mostly lighter snow, and it may be more south of the city that gets some of those heavier totals. By 7 o'clock, we're wrapping up. We've got a couple of flurries left over. Even through 8 o'clock, there may be a flurry or two, but it's really wrapping up at that point between 6 and 9. So your hour by hour forecast, temperatures holding the upper 20s to maybe 30 through the afternoon in the city itself. So bundle up if you're heading out to play, and it's snowing pretty good through 11. We continue to see that progressing through until the evening hours. Expected snowfall totals north and west of the city, 1 inch to 3 inches of snow, 3 to 6 through Philadelphia, through Delaware, through South Jersey. We think there's going to be a rather narrow band that gets to that 5 or 6 inch zone, and 1 to 3 along the coastline. Now, Brittany, you had to drive in this. When I was driving in the middle of the night, it was dry, but you're dealing with that out there.
Yeah, especially if you're on major roads, 422, the Schuylkill Expressway, traffic's moving, so things were fine. So anything off of the major roads, that's where I ran into some snow-packed roads. So things are a little bit dicey, especially on some of those secondary roads. And I expect conditions to deteriorate as that snow continues to come down. And look at the temperatures overnight tonight. This is going to be a problem. Anything that's not cleaned up or treated will freeze over. Overnight lows 18 in Philadelphia, 21 in Wildwood, 17 there in Wilmington, even up into the Lehigh Valley. Temperatures in the teens tonight. But you have to factor in the wind tomorrow. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Notice our wind chills all day stay in the single digits, maybe up to 10 degrees. So we are turning sharply colder as we head into the weekend. We have back-to-back AccuWeather alerts today for the snow and the slick roads, tomorrow for the cold. We're looking at wind chill values between about 5 and 10 degrees. Sunday, slight improvement, but it's still a windy and cold day, 31 degrees with our wind chill values in the teens and 20s. By Monday, sunshine and a few clouds, 36. And then look at the pattern change here, ladies. We're getting back into the 40s. Our next chance of precipitation by the middle and end of the next week is going to be plain rain, not snow, as we get a little bit milder around here.
All right. The 40s is going to feel like I'm in Florida.
It's going to feel good.
I feel like spring. Yeah, it is.
Thanks,
tropics. Action News at 10. We'll be right back. Action News at 10:30 begins with our AccuWeather alert for snow coming down all across our area. Hopefully you're watching us from someplace warm and dry.
And cozy. It'll be ongoing for most of the day and is beginning to accumulate already. Let's take a live look from Mobile 6 of the conditions on the roads on 202 north near Westchester. Not looking too bad.
And here's new video of the road conditions in Pennsauken, New Jersey. Crews are fanned out, ready to clear off the snowy roads as it continues to fall. You see the plows out, the salters are out. They want people to get where they're going safely.
All hands on deck effort. And the same here. We have a team of reporters showing the conditions in neighborhoods from the suburbs to the city. But we begin with meteorologists Karen Rogers and Brittany Boyer with the very latest on this storm. Good morning, ladies.
It's nice watching that snow come down. We've missed it, and you're a skier, so you're really excited about this.
Oh, yeah. I love it. It's nice when you're not driving.
Yes.
It looks pretty.
Yes, even though the Poconos, they've got that cold air. They haven't had a lot of that snow like areas south of that have. Let's talk about what's happening out there right now as we look live out there. It's really snowing pretty good. Look at it at the airport right now. And you can see it coming down out there, piling up on the cars. They're going to be brushing it out. It is that easy, fluffy snow. Take out a brush. You can kind of brush your car off pretty easily. But we've got a solid area of snowfall coming down right now. Now look in Allentown. Can you see how it's a little bit white, some drying just to the west? Same in Reading. In Lancaster, we've got a clear view of what's happening out to the west where we can see it's not as heavy there. It's this bright band of purple that's coming down really good right through the heart of our region here. So right through the city, you've got this bright band, including Norristown, Montgomery Township, and Bucks County, heading up along 295 and I-95 in Trenton right here. In the city itself, all of these roads, if you're trying to head out on the Schuylkill, you've got that snow coming down really steadily, a moderate band in through Chester right now, along 295 in New Jersey, the New Jersey Turnpike, all the way out, traveling from Pennsauken all the way up towards exit 4 and I-95. You've got pretty good snowfall coming down right now. We saw this band move out of Delaware and Middletown and now pushing into Upper Pritzgrove Township right now and Millville, moving into Salem County. And we've had a little bit of a break along the coast, but that's going to fill in shortly. So here is that system, and you can see it on the move. We're going to be dealing with this snow all through the afternoon, not wrapping up into the evening. So finally, we're going to see that accumulation people have been wanting.
Yeah, people have been wanting the accumulation, but it is going to make for some dicey conditions on the road. You saw some of the views of our reporters and our crews out driving. A lot of wet roads, at least on the main roads, but secondary roads are snow covered. We're giving you the red light for this evening's commute. Roads will be snow covered, if not slushy, and you'll want to watch overpasses, bridges, also ramps, and keep in mind anything that's not treated is going to freeze tonight. We looked at some of those overnight low temperatures. They're in the teens tonight, so things are going to get very slippery. Here's a look at timing with Future Tracker. Notice the steadiest snowfall likely going to be south and east of the city as we continue into this afternoon. Still snowing lightly north and west, but the intensity not as strong as what we're likely going to see south and east of the city. By about 4 o'clock, the snow is trying to taper off at least a little bit up toward the Lehigh Valley. And there you can see by about 7 o'clock tonight, it's just light snow showers. The bulk of the accumulation likely wrapped up by then. But then we all have to clean up this snow. What we can expect kind of region by region here, we've already had a couple of 2-inch reports up into Berks County. So we will pick up about 2 to 4 inches in the Lehigh Valley up into parts of the northwest suburbs. And then it's a light to moderate snow here along the I-95 corridor, about 3 to 4 inches around the city. There will be some pockets of as high as 5 to 6 inches of snow. And then as you work your way a little bit closer to the coast, not a whole lot is happening there right now, but we are expecting a few inches of snow at the coast. Alicia and Aliana, after this, it's another round of that Arctic air with wind chills in the single digits tomorrow.
Yeah, January making her presence known.
For sure.
Definitely going to be a weekend indoors.
Yes. That's it. Brittany, thank you. And of course, we have our team of reporters also tracking the snow across the Delaware Valley for us this morning.
Yeah, let's begin with Action News reporter Caroline Goshen live in King of Prussia with a look at the conditions out there. Caroline, the roads aren't looking as good as they've been looking in other areas.
You know, Elliot, Alicia, I gotta say though, here in KOP, the roads don't really look that bad. Take a look right on Route 2. As the snow falls in King of Prussia, it's not stopping some people from hitting the roads and taking the bus.
The buses usually take an hour longer to get here and all that, so it's like, you know, it's not really a big deal because it's all in my memory. So
James Washington says he's no stranger to the snow. It's just been a while since he's had to deal with it. Also waiting for SEPTA was this woman from Albania who has an appointment in Center City that she can't miss.
I'm going for buy my passport.
Steps away at Wawa on 202, we caught up with drivers as they filled up on gas.
Main roads are pretty clear, back roads and parking lots pretty slick.
Del Weaver spent the morning driving around KOP for Uber. He says the snow means a boost in business.
So when it rains and snows, you definitely get like a lot of customers that book appointments, well, rides.
In the Philadelphia area, the snow drought ended earlier this week. People say it's about time we saw winter weather like this again.
We've had a good break for 2 years, so it's kind of okay.
All right, I apologize for that. Some technology issues going on right now, but I do want to show you Route 202 here in King of Prussia. You, Alicia and Eliana, you're talking about the roads. It's really not too bad out here right now. You can see that 202 is pretty clear. There are a lot of drivers out here, and there are a lot of plows. We have seen crews from PennDOT. We've seen crews from Upper Marion Township, some private contractors out here working to keep these roads clear. And as you guys heard in that story, we've also seen a lot of people out here this morning. They say that they're not too scared of the snow. It's just been a while since we've had to deal with it, so they're just getting used to all of this white stuff once again. We are live in King of Prussia. I'm Caroline Goshen, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you.
Yeah, it's like that, hey, remember this?
Yes, exactly.
That's what we're doing this morning, and hopefully taking it slow. Caroline, thank you. Now let's take a look at the conditions in the city.
Action News reporter Chad Perdelli joining us live in Rittenhouse Square. Chad, how's it feeling out there?
Not too bad. The flakes really have increased in size here over the past hour. I'll give you a look at the roadway here at 18th and Walnut. Pretty good shape. Traffic moving along very nicely. If you look down here on the sidewalk here in Rittenhouse Square, some accumulation beginning to happen, but for the most part, conditions holding up well. In Rittenhouse Square, little Otto was a bundle of energy and fun in the snow, and owner Samantha Williams was taking in the fluffy white stuff.
It's great. I love the snow for the first day until it becomes the ugly city snow. But until then, it's great.
When snow falls and accumulation is expected, some people have the luck of a snow day.
Nobody's around. You can go anywhere. Stores are all open. Very quiet.
You know, I wish I had a sled. I wish there was a hill. You know, there's no mountains in Philly, so we can't sled anywhere.
What's your game plan today?
Game plan is just to get me some coffee. I got my orange juice. Enjoy Philadelphia.
Traffic ran fairly smooth on the highways. Some side streets are slick, but the roads in Rittenhouse are in pretty good shape. And it appears for the most part, many people are hunkering down.
Hang out, watch some movies, you know, maybe a little work.
And if you're going to be out on the roadways today, take it easy, slow down, because it can get slick. And coming up on later editions of Action News, we'll hear from Mayor Sherelle Parker about what the city is doing on this snow day. Live in Rittenhouse Square, Chad Bordelli, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you guys.
I love how she says, enjoy it now before it becomes the hashtag ugly city snow.
Yeah, yellow, brown.
That's it. Chad, thank you. The snow is also, of course, coming down right now in New Jersey.
Yeah, let's get out live to Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson in Cherry Hill for us. Good morning, Becca.
Good morning, Alicia and Aliana. I got to say that the roads are looking pretty good out here in Cherry Hill, and they were as we were driving around too. Just cold, and as you can see behind me on Haddonfield, that it's pretty wet. But I was talking to NJ.Crews this morning. They said that a lot of these roads have so much treatment on them from earlier this week. We're talking the salt and brine combination, that nothing is really sticking to the roads just yet. They are expecting, however, that as the day goes on, that could change, and that's because the snow's going to be falling for several hours. New Jersey, of course, advising people to stay home when possible, but as you can see out on the roads, there's still a lot of people who have to drive around, clearing their cars off from snow, filling up some gas, shoveling as they need to, all of that good stuff. Now, New Jersey says it has 2,500 personnel working on these roads, and not just plow trucks, but also those pre-treatment trucks as well, to make sure that people are staying safe. Some people, however, they're excited about this snow.
2 years, yeah. So they're loving it. This is your first snow day, actually, I think, since you've been in school. Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. And they actually gave a snow day, none of that virtual instruction stuff?
It was a pure snow day. They canceled early yesterday.
Third grader Reese is having her first official snow day. You could see just how excited her and her dad were to be out enjoying it. Now, keep in mind, New Jersey is still under a state of emergency from last week's rainstorm. The state said that actually allowed them to have more resources to be prepared to tackle this storm. And at this point, they feel like they're staying ahead of it. Live here in Cherry Hill, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Alicia and Aliana.
I love the kids. A school day spent at Wawa.
Right.
Sign me up. Thanks, Becca. Sky 6 looking live at Spring Mountain in Montgomery County for us this morning, which, of course, they're loving the snow there. They were blasting the snow machines overnight, anxiously awaiting that fresh powder to top the artificial snow. It was a similar scene at Blue Mountain in Palmerton, Carbon County yesterday. The resort has 21 of its 40 trails open, along with snow tubing. So if you want to get out there and do your snow thing, you have some options. Make sure you also have the 6ABC app by your side today as the snow continues to fall. You can track the conditions in your neighborhood and get updates from our team of meteorologists. Remember, we have a big freeze coming tomorrow, so we've got a lot to cover. Right now, we continue to track snow coming down all across our area. Here's a look at the radar as we are in the midst of what will be hours and hours of snowfall.
And here's a live look at the conditions outside right now from Mobile 6, which is currently in West Goshen Township. Those roads looking pretty clear, but again, slick, so be careful.
Yeah, keep the lights on, you know, the headlights on, go slow. New video now of the snowplows working hard to clear the roads in Phoenixville. Meteorologist Karen Rogers, and we have Brittany Boyer with us this morning with updates on the timing and possible snowfall totals coming up in just a few minutes.
We've got a storm coming through, but it's exciting, right? I'm going to get the latest with the forecast. Brittany Boyer is behind the scenes working hard here, so we're going to have that for you. Shall we just take a moment of zen on this great day, though?
You know what? Maybe the kids could go out and not only touch some grass, but touch some real snow.
It's going to be great.
Go somewhere warm. Take a look at this gorgeous beach here.
In Mexico. Yeah, 3 tickets. 4
tickets, please. We've been working hard.
All right, It's what we're talking about today and all day. Another check of the AccuWeather forecast for you.
The snow is all abuzz. Meteorologist Karen Rogers joining us in the Weather Center. Karen, you've been busy and we're tracking a lot of snow. How many inches are we getting?
It's fun to watch it, see these totals rise, because it's the first time in a while that we've had this. In New Hanover Township, 2 inches. In Devon, we've had 2 inches. In East Nantmeal, 2.3. In Bushkill Township up in Northampton County, a lot less, just 0.3 of an inch. Even in the Poconos, just under an inch. But in West Callan Township, 2.6. How about South Jersey and Delaware so far? We haven't had a lot of reports from these areas just yet, but we're going to see them coming in more so shortly. In Browns Mills, we've had an inch. In Barnegat Township, a little less than that as of yet. Summers Point, an inch. Magnolia in Kent County, 1.4. In Middletown, Delaware, 1.3. And as I show you right now, Storm Tracker 6, the National Weather Service advising. See this area of purple that I was just showing you a little bit ago and pointing out? We're getting some pretty good snowfall rates here of 1/2 inch to an inch an hour. So it's piling up right here. This is one of the peaks that we're getting of the storm here. So you can see, especially here in Aston, you can see some of the darker shades of purple coming down pretty good from Wilmington through there, cutting right through the city up towards Abington and really traveling along 295 and the New Jersey Turnpike all the way from, as you head towards Delaware up towards Trenton. You've got a good amount of snowfall coming down at a good clip. So be careful as you're traveling. It reduces visibility. Right now we're looking at that snow and you can kind of see it. We'll be continuing to pull through here. So looking at 1 o'clock, and we see a little bit less north and west, but more so in Philadelphia and south and east. We continue to track this at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're still dealing with snow for the area. And then by 8 o'clock, you can see it's breaking up a little bit. We're watching much less intensity right there. Hard to see, I know, from that shot. You'll just have to trust me, guys. And as we look at the day ahead, Brittany. Sorry about that, guys. I thought someone was trying to give me the hook. I guess I'm done. We see that snow continuing, but don't worry. It wraps up this evening, and meteorologist Brittany Boyer is here to talk about what we can expect then.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about with this system, and really we're in the heart of the storm. You saw some of those heavier snowfall bands that Karen was talking about with the higher snowfall rates. So we're going with high impacts here on our impact scale right through after dinner time. Once we get to about 7, 8, 9 o'clock, there's just some lingering snow showers left over. But keep in mind, anything that's still on the road will get slippery. Let's break things down for you, what you can expect through this evening. If you're maybe traveling up the northeast extension toward the Poconos, they're going to pick up a couple of inches. It's not a blockbuster storm for the Poconos. About 1 to 3 inches in the Lehigh Valley, the Pennsylvania Turnpike, about 2 to 4 inches of snow. And then as you get your way toward the metro area of the city, parts of southern New Jersey and Delaware, that's where we'll see the heavier snowfall working its way south and east. So 3 to 6 inches. Parts of the Jersey Shore will pick up about 2 to 4 inches. The exception likely down into parts of Cape May County. That's where we'll likely see about 1 to 3 inches of snow down there. Behind all of this, the temperatures really plunge. 18 degrees here in Philadelphia, which means all areas fall into the teens tonight. We have the AccuWeather alert for the snow today, an AccuWeather alert for the bitter cold tomorrow, a high of just 25 degrees. When you factor in the winds, it'll feel between 5 and 10. So a bitter start to the weekend. Not a whole lot of improvement for Sunday, 31 degrees, but here we go, warming things up. 40s starting on Tuesday. And ladies, we're looking at 51 degrees by next Thursday with a little bit of rain.
You'll see people in shorts that day.
Probably, some flip-flops too.
Definitely in shorts.
Brittany, thank you. All right, good Friday morning. Straight up at 11 a.m. We're breaking into regular programming to bring you an update on the snowstorm and its impact around our region. I'm Alicia Vitarelli, joined by John Paul.
Yeah, we're here with you with this snow emergency that's in effect in Philadelphia right now. And city officials, including Mayor Sherelle Parker, are scheduled to give us an update on the city's response at any moment now. You can see the podium there. They've got it covered up, so I guess it doesn't get too much snow on it. We're going to take you live to Northeast Philadelphia as soon as that gets underway.
Yeah, protect the microphones because we do have some snow coming down. In the meantime, meteorologist Karen Rogers joining us live in the Weather Center with the very latest on the storm. Karen, really so pretty to look at, but
beautiful.
Yeah.
I could look at this shot all day. I've been watching people taking selfies by the statue. They've got the umbrella out. I think we forget what to do in snow, but that's fine. Use the umbrella if you want. It's not terribly windy out there right now, so that's pretty good. And you can see it coming down steadily outside here with our cameras and looking pretty. So how much have we got gotten so far? Well, we've got a long ways to go yet, but here are some totals that have been coming in. In New Hanover Township, 2 inches. In Devon, 2 inches. In East Nantmill Township, 2.3. Up to the north, a little less. In Bush Hill Township in Northampton County, 0.3. Mount Pocono, just under an inch. West Callan, 2.6. So it kind of depends on where you are. We haven't seen a lot of reports through South Jersey yet. We know you're going to be calling in with this, South Jersey, but in Browns Mills, an inch. Barnegat Township, 0.7. Summers Point, an inch so far and climbing. And Magnolia and Kent County, 1.4. You really got hit early this morning in Delaware with some heavier bands. In Middletown, Delaware, 1.3 inches. And right now, Storm Tracker 6 showing much of our area getting a pretty moderate to heavy snow. In fact, National Weather Service advising this is about a ½ inch to an inch an hour. So you need to be careful as you're traveling out. Now, if you're in Allentown, if you're in Reading, if you're in Lancaster, you're not getting as much right now. It's right through the I-95 corridor and south and east that is really getting the most. So driving right around in the city, and we can see that areas of purple, some heavy snow coming down all along I-95, on the Schuylkill, on the Vine, 295 and the New Jersey Turnpike, kind of traveling all the way out from Delaware up towards Trenton. You're dealing with that moderate to heavy snowfall coming down right now, kind of the peak of it right now. Along the coastline, you had a little bit of a gap in precipitation, but it is filling back in, so you're getting more now in Cape May County. We take a wider look, and the storm has yet to evolve and continue to go with us through the afternoon and wrapping up this evening. Currently 28 degrees in the city, heading out to play, and it's cold. 24 in Allentown, 30 in Millville, right at the freezing mark in Cape May. Visibility is down with that band coming in. That's heavy. In fact, we're down to ½ a mile visibility all along I-95, and that's with that dark purple band that I showed you coming down right now. So here's what you can expect throughout this evening, wrapping up through the evening. In the Poconos, 1 to 3 inches. Lehigh Valley, 1 to 3. Along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, 2 to 4. Philadelphia metro area, 3 to 6. South Jersey and Delaware, 3 to 6. Along the Jersey Shore, even at the Jersey Shore, roughly 2 to 4 inches of snow. So it is coming down now, starting to accumulate, and we've got a little while left to go with this. And watch out for that refreeze tonight, Alicia and John.
Yeah, heads up on that. Karen, thank you. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker is giving us an update from Northeast Philly this morning.
Yeah, let's go live now, see what she has to say as we watch the snow coming down there in Northeast Philadelphia. And she gets ready to talk about the emergency that is in place. And we'll see she's getting herself ready. And let's listen.
Got it. Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank every city and public official standing here with us this morning as Philadelphia experiences its first significant snowstorm in nearly 2 years. The Managing Director's Office, the Office of Emergency Management, the Streets Department, the Police Department, Fire Department, our first responders, the School District of Philadelphia, the Archdiocese, the Philadelphia Parking Authority, SEPTA, PICO, and representatives of the streets and sanitation unions whose members are out doing the hard work through the snow. And believe me, it's a very, very long list. They are all either here or fully coordinating with the Parker administration as we work together to take on this storm. We're working together to maintain public safety, clean our streets, protect the people of Philadelphia during this storm. I've been on several conference calls this week concerning the earlier storm and this storm, and I've seen all the interagency collaboration as men and women in city government rolled up their sleeves and worked together to handle both of these storms. I must admit that it is all extremely impressive. It's what we're here to do. On today, it's snowing, but what I'm seeing is Philly shine. People are heeding the call to stay home and off the roads. Neighbors and community members are checking on one another, and those who can are taking care of those who are in need. But let's be clear, we're nowhere near done. The winter storm is here, and the roads that we see that are drivable now are going to become undrivable. Things that are bad now may get worse as we see this day unfolds. But the men and women who you see behind me, they're loading the salt, They're getting ready to plow the biggest and the smallest streets in our city that need help, and we need your help in order to do it, in order for them to be able to do their jobs. So my message is clear to the people of our great city. Stay home if you can. If you need to go out, be careful and drive very slowly. Give the plows and the other workers plenty of space to do their jobs. Be patient with one another and our workforce. They're out here working hard to protect you, and be sure again to check on others to make sure everyone is doing okay during this storm. We are in the business of customer service, and you are our customers. That is why I made a particular point of asking our city departments to pay special attention not only to the major roads that we need clear for Philadelphia to function, but the smaller streets in our neighborhoods too. Why was this important? This was important because in the past, those smaller residential streets sometimes waited too long for plowing and attention. We're doing things differently in a Parker administration. This is our standard operating procedure moving forward. It's a city government that works collaboratively across all agencies. We're laser focused on only one thing, and that's serving you, the people of Philadelphia who are our customers. We won't rest, okay, until we've handled this storm. Our city workforce will be out on the streets all day, salting, clearing, plowing, and they'll be out here all night, too, and tomorrow. I just talked to some people who started at 2. They're working around, and another group that just came in at 7. Our city, our people, our workers, like the ones you see here today, they are the heroes of this, not the politicos, the people who are on the street, the workers, and I want them to know that I appreciate them. I am thankful for their work, and we are grateful for their service to the city. And this is actually what we mean when you hear us constantly say we are one Philly, a united city. Now we're going to hear from our managing director, Teal, for a fuller update on the storm and how our city's response is going. Thank you, Director Teal.
Thank you, Mayor. So you couldn't see this, but the mayor's remarks were entirely covered in snow, her prepared remarks. So we appreciate you, Mayor, for your leadership and being out here with us in the snow. Like many folks this morning and many folks here, I woke up early and looked outside, went outside and wondered, where's the snow? And as the morning went on and we moved towards daylight, we started to see the snow. And right about 7 a.m., we saw the parking authority moving in to work on enforcing our snow emergency. We saw our dedicated sanitation workers making their runs, as many runs as they could, before switching over to help with salting and plowing. We saw our streets workers. They've been out overnight, even without the snow, putting down brine and salt and preparing for what we're seeing now. And as a reminder, as you heard the mayor say, this is still early and what still promises to be a full day.
Philadelphia. You just heard from the mayor saying, hey, stay home, drive safe, drive slowly, give those plows plenty of room because those workers are going to be out all day long trying to stay ahead of this.
Yeah, she said let the workers do their work. If you want to tune in to the rest of the city's press conference, go to our Family of 6 ABC apps. It's streaming for you right now. We're going to take you back out onto the street now, show you what it looks like in Manayunk. Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson with an update for us. Hey, Sharifa.
Good morning.
Hey guys, yeah, we're talking about the city crews tackling these smaller side streets. As you can see now, it is a crew here. This is the first time that we have seen this here since we've been here for the past hour or so. So this is typical of what you can see in Manayunk. We are on Pennsauken Street, and you can see just very hilly, very slick, very snow covered. And this has happened pretty gradually, but also it didn't take too long for this to happen as well, because we know we're dealing with all the snow and ice from earlier this week. So this can be really tricky to maneuver. And what you also will notice is not too many cars coming down this. Many people know that this road is pretty dangerous in conditions like this, so they are choosing to do other things or stay inside. We know they have been telling people to heed that warning as well. So we know they're trying to tackle a lot of the side roads, and as we saw a crew come down just moments ago. And if I take you to the main road over here, you can see it is pretty clear. That's pretty much what we have been seeing in the Pennsauken area, but we know it'll take a while to get everywhere where they need to go. The city, they are really focusing on hitting the main roads as well as the side roads, but it can be really tricky and hard to maneuver here in the Pennsauken area with the hills. So you want to be careful. If you can, stay inside. The snow is still coming down. We know that will happen for quite some time, and hopefully we see some more plows and crews come this way. We're live in Pennsauken. Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Sharifa, those hills are very steep in Pennsauken. So if you can, stay in. Let the workers do their work, as the mayor said. Thank you so much.
Yeah, always a problem spot there. Now let's switch over to King of Prussia. That's where Caroline Goshen is live for us. Another area where the snow has been coming down. So give us an idea of what's going on there, Caroline.
Yeah, John, the snow continues to come down here in KOP. It's that light, fluffy stuff, the best stuff for the kids to go out and play in today. And I want to show you Route 202 right now because it doesn't look so bad. Just really wet out here this morning. We have seen a lot of plows come through over the last 2.5 hours since we've been here. We've also seen a lot of drivers come through. You can see traffic is going at a pretty good clip right now. People are still out and about today. But what I have to tell you, though, is a lot of stuff is closed. We've been driving around King of Prussia this morning. Before we got to our spot, a lot of businesses were closed. We know the administrative offices here are closed. There are some other county businesses that are closing early today here in Montgomery County. So obviously some people are still out and about. Others are choosing to stay home. I talked about the plows. We saw plows from PennDOT. We saw crews from Upper Marion Township. We saw some private contractors. They've been out on the roads this morning. Well, the main roads look good. The side streets, though, they are still a little bit slippery right now. But show you the snow at this point. You can't get an accurate measurement right now because we still got that little bit of snow and ice from earlier this week. But we have to have a couple of inches here in KOP. And as I mentioned, it's this light, fluffy stuff that the kids are going to love to sled in and play in later today. So far, all is well in King of Prussia. 202 looks good, but just be careful if you do have to be out and about. That's the latest live in King of Prussia. I'm Caroline Goshen, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you.
Yeah, we know our kids are doing the sled game today.
Yeah. And it's amazing seeing 202 so empty. A lot of people just staying home. Caroline, thank you. Now let's switch gears and go to Brianna Gallagher.
Yeah, she's in Warwick Township, Bucks County for us this morning, giving us a look at how the roads are looking there. What are people telling you this morning, Brianna?
Hey, good morning, Alicia and John. We're off of York Road here in Warwick Township, and within the last 30 or 45 minutes, that's when we've really seen the snow start to pick up here. It's those bigger, fluffier snowflakes making for a very pretty snowfall. Something not so pretty is the slush on the roadways. It's not terrible, but they are still a little slippery right now. Be sure to take your time and keep plenty of space between you and the car in front of you. The biggest issue today is going to be as night falls and the temperatures drop. That's what officials in the county are going to continue to keep their eyes on. They're urging people to be cautious if you do have to travel.
We're going to continue to monitor. We're really in a coordination role. Our municipalities have been very active out cleaning the roads, making sure that they're able to get the residents where they need to go, and making sure that emergency responders are able to get to scenes safely throughout the day.
Now, officials say if you do have to travel, give yourself plenty of extra time, and also make sure you're getting all of that snow off of your vehicle so it doesn't freeze overnight. For now, we're live in Warwick Township. Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6 Action News. Alicia, John?
Yeah, clear the cars now.
Yeah, good idea.
You told them, Brianna. Thank you.
Now, we've been looking all over. We've got crews everywhere. We also have Leland Pinder out there. He's in Claymont, Delaware.
Yeah, showing us what it looks like there. You know, we need someone to do some sledding for us. Let us know how the sledding conditions are. Leland, any takers?
Not that I've seen so far, but the conditions are quite nice for that because the snow coming down has changed over from that moderate status to heavy, and it's like that really nice kind of fluffy, easy kind of stuff here. It's easy to move around in and move get in your fingers, but of course that could change over a little bit later. The roads here in Claymont are looking pretty good. The major thoroughfares are looking all right. The DOT trucks have been out every half an hour, if not more often, keeping these roads clear. This is Naaman's Road, by the way, right near 95, major thoroughfare here in Claymont that connects 95 and 202. We heard the mayor of Philadelphia talk about giving those trucks room to do their work. We're here in Delaware. The spokesperson for DOT tells us they've had some accidents involving plows, so that's really why they want you to do that. So be careful out on the roads. But live here in Claymont now, Leland Pinder for Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah, Leland, it's those side roads that are really a hard time on this day. Leland, thank you.
Of course, we're streaming right now on our family of 6 ABC apps the City of Philadelphia's press conference laying out exactly how they plan to handle the snow and the cleanup for you today. But for now, we're going to return you to the view already in progress. I'm Alicia Vitarelli along with John Paul. Stay safe, stay warm out there, and we'll see you coming up on Action News at noon.
You don't even have to say Madonna.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with John Paul and Sarah Bloomquist.
We are in the middle of an all-day winter storm, bringing snow to every part of our region. It's been a grueling week of winter weather, with the remnants of Tuesday's snowfall already iced over in the bitter cold. Today's snow first started falling early this morning, and we still have a long way to go. It is Friday afternoon, and the big story on Action News at noon is an AccuWeather alert in effect for our first winter storm warning in 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. The snow has been slow, but steady for the most part. But don't let that fool you. It's not expected to stop until tonight. And that sets us up for miserable, even dangerous evening commute.
Mobile 6 is out and about right now, checking out the conditions on our roadways right now. This is a look at some back roads here in northeast Philadelphia. This is right off the Roosevelt Boulevard, one of the side streets here. You can see it is snow covered and slow going. The cars there, even on the side, covered in snow. There will be some clearing to do, but for the most part, it looks like folks are staying inside, except for this guy here.
Yeah.
And the two people out.
Looks like they got some snowballs.
Yeah,
they're ready
enjoying it a little
to
bit.
throw them. The action cam is along Route 130 in Pennsauken, New Jersey today. New Jersey Department of Transportation has been working hard to keep those roads as clear as possible. You can see the roads here not covered in snow, but hey, it's still slick and of course tricky for drivers out there. Let's go over to Bucks County. Some of the back roads, they are completely covered. Look at this here. This is a snowy travel there in Phoenixville. Mobile 6 drove down Birch Road 2 in Warminster this morning. Now, if you don't have to go anywhere today, officials say really the best idea is just to stay home and stay off these snow-covered roads.
Yeah, you can just watch Action News as we go live outside. Sky 6 taking a live look at a snow-covered Independence Hall from our Keystone camera. This looks like a Christmas postcard here. Really pretty. A snow emergency did go into effect for Philadelphia this morning. All cars must be moved off of those snow emergency routes until that order gets lifted. We do have team coverage of today's winter storm. Our reporters are covering the snowfall in Center City, Camden County, and Newcastle County.
Well, let's go first to meteorologists Brittany Boyer and Karen Rogers. They are tracking and timing out this storm. We've already seen quite a bit of snow come down.
Yeah, several inches. And you know, Karen, it's kind of crazy. A couple of days ago, we were talking about a 700+ day snow drought.
Yes.
And here we are with 2 winter storms in 1 week.
Back to back. We saw the peak of this a couple of hours ago, but it's still coming down at a really good clip.
Yeah, still coming down at a pretty good clip, and we have you covered on what you need to know as we get you through the rest of this afternoon and also this evening too. You can see here on satellite and radar some of the steadier snow bands now south and east of Philadelphia. We can take a look at our latest Storm Tracker 6 live radar here, and areas north and west, it's still snowing, but the intensity not nearly as what we're seeing to around the city and points south and east here. You can kind of make out with the reflectivities where we have this darker purple banding. Kind of highlighted it here for you from Middletown into parts of Salem County, New Jersey, also up into Camden and Gloucester County. This is where we're seeing more of the intense snowfall rates at times up to 1/2 inch to 1 inch per hour. So the snow is coming down at a good clip. We're getting lots of snowfall reports that are being sent in to the National Weather Service, and just a couple of the reports that we've been getting here. One of the top ones down in Delaware County around Folsom, about 3.5 inches of snow being reported out that way. And as we slide our way over toward North Princeton, New Jersey, 2.3 inches of snow. That report coming in within the last hour or so. And as we work our way a little bit farther to the north and west, spots like New Tripoli up in Lehigh County, 2.1 inches of snow there. And then toward Newark, Delaware, about 2 inches of snow being reported. That's what's happening now. Karen, of course, we still have several hours to go with this snow, and you have more details on what people people can expect going forward.
What they can expect and how they're enjoying it. Do we want to look at a picture? I love when viewers share their photos with us. And this is one of the pups that are out there right now enjoying the snow. This is George and Fiona from Delaware State Park. And they told me that it felt like a winter wonderland out there. And Delaware's one of the first this morning that really got some of those heavier bands. And now a lot of us are seeing those bands right now progress through the area. And Brittany highlighted an area that was really getting hit pretty hard. And you can see that reflected here in the visibility reports all through I-95, a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile visibility, 3/4 of a mile visibility, even in Millville right now. So not only do you have those snow-covered side roads, difficult to travel, but kind of hard to see with that snow coming down pretty moderately. And we'll continue with those high impacts if you're trying to drive around or deal with this all through the afternoon into the evening. And then even as the snow is all tapered off at 9, 10, 11 o'clock, the issue then is that anything that we have is going to be frozen, and that's going to be tricky for you. So here's what you can expect through this evening. The Poconos, 1 to 3 inches. You're getting a little less up there to the north. At least you have that cold air to deal with the snow, but you're not getting quite as much, as well as in the Lehigh Valley, 1 to 3. Along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, 2 to 4. Philadelphia metro area, 3 to 6 inches. 3 to 6 in South Jersey and Delaware, where you're seeing some of those heavy bands right now. Along the Jersey shoreline, even at the shore, 2 to 4. We did have some mixing, Brian and Sarah, earlier along the Jersey shore, but it is snowing there right now. Those temperatures have dropped, and you're going to accumulate even there along the coastline.
Yeah, there we go. Long way ahead of us. Huh?
Yeah, here we go.
Right.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks. Those delays and cancellations are piling up at Philadelphia International Airport. Look at this here. Live look at Philadelphia International. You can't see much, if anything. According to FlightAware, more than 250 flights have been delayed so far today, and about 40 have been canceled. The airport encourages any travelers to go ahead and check in with your airline and get the latest flight updates from them.
This has been an incredibly busy week for the Philadelphia Streets Department with 2 winter storms in less than a week. Let's go live now to Chad Perdelli on Rittenhouse Square with an update on conditions there. Hey, Chad.
Hey guys, yeah, the snow really picked up like they talked about. Give you a look here at 18th and Walnut. You can see a little bit of accumulation on the roadways, but we have some slush. Slush is good, but looks like traffic here, at least here in this immediate area of Center City, holding up fairly well. About an hour and a half ago, we were on air and we were showing you the sidewalks around Rittenhouse Square. You could see the sidewalk. Now you can't, so you see that snow is beginning to stick, but overall, conditions holding up well and people liking it. As the snow fell in Center City, Mayor Sherelle Parker made a declaration while standing with her team at a salt yard in Northeast Philadelphia.
Things that are bad now may get worse.
But she assured people in Philadelphia city workers are committed during this storm.
We won't rest, okay, until we've handled this storm.
In Rittenhouse Square, little Otto was a bundle of energy and fun in the snow, and owner Samantha Williams was taking in the fluffy white stuff.
It's great. I love the snow for the first day until it becomes the ugly city snow. But until then, it's great.
When snow falls and accumulation is expected, some people have the luck of a snow day.
Nobody's around. You can go anywhere. Stores are all open. Very quiet. You know, I wish I had a sled. I wish there was a hill. You know, there's no mountains in Philly, so we can't sled anywhere.
What's your game plan today?
Game plan is just to get me some coffee. I got my orange juice. Enjoy Philadelphia.
Traffic ran fairly smooth on the highways. Some side streets are slick, but the roads in Rittenhouse are in pretty good shape. And it appears for the most part, many people are hunkering down.
Hang out, watch some movies, you know, maybe a little work.
And like John talked about earlier, if you don't have to be out, stay in. If you're going to be on the roadways, take it easy, slow down, especially on the side streets, because they can be slick. Live in Rittenhouse Square, Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you guys.
Looks like people are taking in stride at least. Chad, thanks for that report.
Let's go to Sky 6, taking a live look at Ocean City from our attheshore.com camera. Remember those beach days?
That was a while ago.
That's a memory. A fresh layer of snow covering the boardwalk there in the foreground, as well as the beach.
Let's get to Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson live from the Camden County Maintenance Yard there, and Lindenwood with an update for us. Becca?
John and Sarah, we wanted to check in with Public Works workers this morning because this is really the first time in 2 years that they've had plowable snow, and the county tells me they're actually excited to use some of this built up stock of salt that they have. They have more than 80 pieces of equipment like this one you're looking at out on the roads, treating the entire county, keeping these roads safe and passable. Still, of course, recommending people don't drive unless they have to. Check out some of this video. This is United States Avenue nearby in Lindenwold. It really looks like a winter wonderland out there, though you can see that some snow is starting to pile up on the roads. Most people staying clear of, except of course for that one ATV driver. Statewide, the NJ DOT tells me that for the most part they're doing a good job keeping the roads clear, and that's because with this being the second storm in 2 weeks, a lot of the roads were already pre-treated with a lot of salt and brine already down. So despite it being pretty cold out here and road temperatures being cold, the roads are still melting, and as we start to accumulate more snow, they'll start plowing as well.
Just be mindful, we haven't had snow in a couple years, so we had to start preparing again earlier, having meetings and having snow prep meetings just to get ready for this event. And it snowed basically twice this week.
And John and Sarah, New Jersey was actually already in a state of emergency as well from last week's rainstorm. The state said that actually helped with these past two storms because it allowed them to access more resources, them trying to stay on top of this all-day snow. Live here in Lindenwold, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. John and Sarah?
Yeah, I love how they're excited to use that equipment again.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Okay, Becca, thank you. Action News reporter Leland Pinder is live for us now in Claymont, Delaware, with a look at the latest on conditions there in the Delaware area.
Hey there, Sarah and John. Yeah, coming down harder and faster here as the morning has gone on. It's really been a battle here for Naaman's Road in Claymont. Right now, it looks great, but a short time ago, that slush was starting to build up and the snow was accumulating, but it really shows you just how hard road crews are working and how often they're making passes on these major thoroughfares. Heavy snowfall in Delaware. DelDOT crews making the rounds often along Naaman's Road in Claymont.
Some of the roads are perfect and other roads are just not touched.
Interstates and major thoroughfares in good condition, but the secondary and side roads remain trouble spots for many.
On my way to work, there was an accident. Guy went off the road into a little creek. So the fire trucks were there trying to pull him out.
DelDOT says they've already had at least one plow involved in an accident with a vehicle trying to pass. Officials continue to ask the public to give them space to work. Drivers of smaller plows asking the same.
If you can't go out and you don't know what you're doing when you're out here, just stay home. It's a lot safer. It's a lot better and easier.
Yeah, really good advice there. But again, if you are among those folks that have to be out, just be careful. Here in Newcastle County, we know on I-495, not too far from where I'm standing, the speed limit was lowered this morning to 45 miles per hour because of this weather that we're seeing. Live here in Claymont, Leland Pinder, Channel 6 Action News.
Looks like they're keeping up on the roads there.
Doesn't look too bad behind you at all, Leland. That's good.
Well, remember, keep the 6ABC app handy and close by. We'll have constant updates there about the winter storm that's coming through. You also have access to Storm Tracker 6 live radar, the latest warnings and advisories, and, of course, our forecast from the team of meteorologists.
Still to come here on Action News, our coverage of the accumulating snow continues as we're on top of today's winter storm.
Now, the check of the roads when Action News continues. Our team coverage continues for today's AccuWeather alert. That snow arrived this morning. It's expected to continue until later tonight.
Sky 6 taking a live look at the snow falling right there at Love Park, accumulating on the statue there. Once the snow stops, another AccuWeather alert will be going into effect, and that's for bitterly cold temperatures on Saturday. So all the snow that falls today won't go anywhere this weekend.
I want to see one person out there braving the snow. Action News reporter Aliana Gomez is taking a ride in Mobile 6 for us right now. They are live in Northeast Philadelphia on North Palethorpe Street with an update on those road conditions. I imagine you guys are going pretty slow.
Yeah, John and Sarah taking it very slow and staying warm like you two in the studio. But if you are heading out today, if you absolutely have to, make sure you've got your windshield scraper, get the snow off. You got to have your gloves, be prepared. And it's also good to have some other things in the car as well. Water, blankets just in case. And we're going to turn things around so you can kind of see the roads here right now. These side streets are not looking great, and they're actually pretty slippery. We just kind of hit the brakes a moment ago before we came out here live. And yeah, as we're hitting the brakes there, it's one tip for you. Do not hit the brakes if you absolutely don't have to, especially if you're spinning out. Best thing to do is keep your wheels steady. Do not hit the brakes. Let it ride out. It'll straighten itself out. But yeah, these side streets and these little roads off the boulevard here have not been touched. The snow is definitely accumulating, definitely sticking. As you can see, we're sliding right now, and we're in an all-wheel drive vehicle. So now we're getting out on another street here that is pretty clear and slushy. We're getting close to Rising Sun Avenue. So yeah, a lot of tips out there for you if you are not used to driving in the conditions like this. I know it's been a couple of years. Some things to have on you. So if you have a rear-wheel drive vehicle, you want to add some weight to the trunk or the back of the car. So sandbags, salt bags, firewood, even some kitty litter, because you may need that later. Kitty litter is a weird thing to have in the trunk, I know. But if you add that to your tires, if you happen to get stuck and your tires are just spinning out, you're trying to get out of a parking spot, sprinkle some kitty litter down there to kind of get that going, and that'll add some traction to your tires so you can start getting out of that spot. Also, the rubber mats in your car come in handy this time of year. If you're stuck in a spot, put the rubber mats on. Your wheel will kind of get some traction on those rubber mats as well. But again, take it easy. If you really don't have to be outside, enjoy the day inside, hang out, drink some hot chocolate, watch some movies. Just take it easy. We're going to keep track on the roads right now. We're going to update you guys later on throughout the day on Action News at 4:30 and 5:30. But for now, we're live in Northeast Philadelphia. We'll send it back to you, John and Sarah, in the studio.
Maybe you could hit a drive-through or something. Get a McFlurry or something like that. Perfect for today.
Something warm, right?
Oh, yeah. Something warm. McFlurry is not going to cut it. Or you can stop at the store and get some kitty litter.
You can pick up some kitty litter.
All right, Aliana.
Kitty litter, for sure.
Sky 6 taking a live look at Spring Mountain. They were desperate for this. They got it. Look at all the skiers out there enjoying this fresh snowfall. It looks like they've even pumped some out from the machines up there. The lifts are full. A great day to be out there. Skiers and snowboarders on the mountain in Schwenksville.
Surprised you didn't call off sick on a day like this, Sarah. Meteorologists Brittany Boyer and Karen Rogers are here. They have your exclusive AccuWeather forecast next.
They would find me.
Our team of meteorologists are bringing us the latest updates from AccuWeather on this winter storm.
Brittany Boyer and Karen Rogers here now with another check of the AccuWeather forecast. We are in the midst of this, Brittany.
Yes, and it is in progress now. Karen's going to talk a little bit more about where we go from here and the bitter cold that has prompted us to issue an AccuWeather alert for Saturday. But looking at conditions right now, the flakes are falling. We've got a couple of people here on the sand in Atlantic City. Temperatures have dropped. We're at 33 degrees right now, and we're already getting some reports north of Atlantic City of about 1 inch of snow in places like Barnegat Township. So some of the snowfall reports, they're coming in from the National Weather Service. Newark, Delaware, 2 inches. Shillington up toward Berks County, also 2 inches of snow. Lumberton and Burlington County, 2.2. Chalfont, 2.5. Close to 3 inches in King of Prussia. And Morton, 3.3 inches of snow. So yes, the snow is coming down. Even up into the Lehigh Valley and Berks County, it is snowing up there, but very lightly. Our more intense snowfall bands have been around the I-95 corridor and points on south and east. So you can see that here, snowing at a good clip throughout parts of New Castle County, Delaware, Kent County, and then you follow that north and east here. So the New Jersey Turnpike, you're snowing at a good rate right now, and some of this intense snow is continuing to work its way all the way toward the coast. Notice when I showed you that camera from Atlantic City, it's snowing. We're not dealing with that mix because temperatures have now dropped to right around freezing. All of our temperatures below freezing as you work your way toward the city. So getting you through the next couple of hours, yes, the snowfall will continue, the cold will continue, and then late tonight, Karen, will start to see things tapering off, but boy, it's going to get cold around here.
It sure is, and I love watching the snowfall right here outside of Love Park because you can see how it's coming down. You talked about the temperatures at the shore, currently at 29 degrees sitting in the city. If your kids are heading out to play in this, the wind chill is 19. Here's what to expect the rest of the day. The Poconos and the Lehigh Valley, You've got some flurries and light snow, 1 to 3 inches. It's already tapering there, so you're not looking at much further in the Poconos and Lehigh Valley. Along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, it's just starting to taper now. You're going from moderate, soon to be light snow, overall 2 to 4 inches there. But in Philadelphia metro area, southern New Jersey and Delaware, you are the last to taper. And you've got a moderate snow. It's still coming down really good. It will transition to lighter by the evening as it wraps up with 3 to 6 inches of snow. And then tonight, you have to make sure you brush everything off, salt anything you can, because we're going into the deep freeze tonight, and we're concerned about any areas that I think it's going to be the kind of morning you wake up, you can't get in your car door because it's frozen shut. 18 degrees, the overnight low in the city, 16 in Allentown, 17 in Millville. When you look at wind chills tomorrow, all through the morning, if you think the kids are going to go out and play in it tomorrow, wind chills in the single digits up to maybe about 10 degrees in the afternoon. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. The alert for today for the snow, those slick roads, you got to take it easy. 30 degrees for your high, and then it wraps up this evening. Tomorrow, the bitter cold, a high of just 25. Sunday, windy and cold, 31. Getting a little bit better on Monday. Sunshine, a few clouds, and 36. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 41. Then we've been talking about this warm up, and it comes our way. Wednesday, 45 degrees, milder with a few showers. Thursday, some showers, up to about 51 degrees on Thursday. Looks like we may stay damp and mild beyond that into the next weekend. So a big pattern shift coming. But for now, we've got the snow, and tomorrow, guys, we've got the cold. I'm going to do a Facebook Live in a couple minutes, and we'll be talking to viewers and answering some of their questions about all this.
And I think Mother Nature's going to be very confused
yes.
next week.
Which way do I go?
Yeah, right.
Cold, the warm.
Right there.
Okay, Karen.
Thanks. Our winter storm coverage continues when we come right back. The Philadelphia Parking Authority is offering a discounted option for people who had to move their cars from the city's snow emergency routes. This map here shows the PPA garages that are offering a flat rate of $5 a day until the snow emergency is over in Center City and in Old City. And don't worry about getting ticketed on the street. The PPA will not enforce parking kiosks, meters, or time limits on residential blocks during this snow emergency.
The School District of Philadelphia used an extra day on its calendar to give students a day off for today's winter storm. After today, though, any other snow days will be remote learning days. Superintendent Tony Watlington wanted to give students the chance to get outside.
As a father of 3 children who are grown now, I remember the importance and the joy of being able to get out and play in snow.
Catholic school students in the city are learning virtually today. The Archdiocese of Philadelphia scheduled a flexible instruction day. Well, still more to come in the next half hour of Action News at noon. We are in the thick of a winter storm, bringing most of our region several inches of snow today.
Our team coverage continues in our next half hour coming up.
It is now 12:30, and as we've been telling you, an AccuWeather alert is in effect. Winter storm warnings are already in place for various counties in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Hello again, I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm John Paul, and this is an all-hands-on-deck kind of storm here. The additional wintry mix adding to Tuesday's snowfall. The Philadelphia Streets Department deployed their salt trucks around 2 o'clock this morning.
We have team coverage this afternoon. Our crews are spread out around the region to bring you updates on the current conditions. But first, our team of meteorologists will start us off, Brittany Boyer and Karen Rogers, with a check on how things are looking so far. Ladies.
And the storm's behaving exactly how we thought, with this kind of starting to taper off a little bit north and west.
It is, but we really got hit with some of those heavy bands, and people are feeling it at home.
Yeah, they're feeling it, and they're definitely going to be feeling the chill, too, as the cold air really sets in behind the storm. Here's a look at satellite and radar. You can see areas north and west. We are starting to see things kind of breaking apart a little bit. Still some flurries out there, but the steadiest snowfall continuing to fall south and east of Philadelphia. So as we look at things a little bit closer to home here you can see the lighter shades of banding from parts of Lancaster County into Chester County, Montgomery County. But then you see some of the more intense snowfall rates, and I've been highlighting this area here kind of south and east of Philadelphia. This is where we are still getting reports of snowfall rates around 1/2 of an inch to 1 inch per hour. In addition addition to that, visibility at times getting down to about 1/4 of a mile here. The farther you get toward the coast, we're going to start to see the type of snowfall kind of changing a little bit. Around the city, it's light and fluffy. Closer to the coast where temperatures are right near freezing, it's more of a wet, slushy snowfall. So let's look at some of our snowfall reports. They continue to come in. Langhorne, a report coming in at 11 o'clock, 2 inches of snow being reported there. We're also getting a report as we work our way a little bit farther south here toward the Newfield area at 11:30, 1.5 inches of snow. And here you can see up towards Huff's Church at 12:04, a 2.5-inch snow report there. And at the time of the report, they were still dealing with steady snowfall. Newark, Delaware, a new report just in, 2.8 inches of snow. So there's a lot going on right now with the intensity of the snow. And Karen, people and pets are enjoying it.
They are. I have a friend, Nick, who's plowing driveways in South Jersey. Shout out, because I think he's doing mine. Fingers crossed. He said he's got to do each one twice because it's a good amount of snow. He also said stay off the roads in South Jersey. Those back roads are a bit mess. But you got it. The pets are having a good time. I think this guy's airborne, right? This is Ed Birch sent in this picture. And you can see his dog is having a great time, loving it out there. The snowfall is just what they wanted. And we're seeing that. Brittany talked about that heavier band that we're seeing as it shifts east, and you can kind of see this reflected in some of these numbers here. These are visibility reports, and we're looking at 3/4 of a mile through Trenton, through Philadelphia, only a 1/2 mile right now in Wilmington as you're traveling out. So the snow is coming down at a pretty good clip, and you need to be careful because it's hard to see out there with this. So let's talk about what we expect as far as the impacts. We're still going to expect high impacts all through the afternoon into the evening hours as it's wrapping up. So between 6 and 9 o'clock it's wrapping up, but then you still have at least a moderate impact because it's going to be on the ground and also slick. And then we've got the refreeze coming our way. That's going to be fun. What can you expect? So it wraps up this evening, but in the Poconos, Lehigh Valley, 1 to 3 inches. In Pennsylvania Turnpike, 2 to 4. Philadelphia metro area, 3 to 6. We're already seeing that through South Jersey and Delaware as well. Even along the Jersey shoreline, 2 to 4 inches of snow. Brittany's coming back in a minute, and we're going to go region by region and really talk about more snowfall totals. How much did your town get? Then we're going to talk about the AccuWeather alert for tomorrow because we've got cold air coming our way and you want to be ready for what's ahead. Sarah and John.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. Karen, thank you.
Philadelphia's snow emergency is now in effect. Vehicles illegally parked on snow emergency routes in this city may be ticketed or towed. Now, expired parking meters and kiosks on residential blocks will not be enforced during this time.
As snow blankets various parts of the city, residents were out early in Germantown, Mount Airy, and East Mount Airy. At the start of the snowfall, streets were already covered from earlier this week. This just kind of adding to that mess.
City officials, including the mayor, provided updates on the current conditions just about an hour ago. And Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson is live for us in Manayunk. We know that's always an issue when we get ice and snow like this. Sharifa.
Yeah, always an issue, and you can see how much the snow has accumulated already. And when you talk about the hills of Manayunk, this street here, Pennsauken, is a prime example. You can see this truck right now taking it very slowly to come down this street. The good thing is we have seen much more plows and crews and salt trucks come up and down this road now, so it is pretty clear compared to what you saw about an hour ago or so. And of course, the mayor said this is what they are focusing on, the main streets as well as the side streets this time around. It didn't take long for the already snowy and icy roads in Manayunk to once again blanket with snow. The notoriously difficult to navigate streets, even more tricky to maneuver, thanks to the latest round of snowfall. This car on Pennsdale Street, no match for the steep snow-covered hill. And on Green Lane, the winding road was slushy and deserted. Neighbors say this time they were prepared for the mess.
Actually, my street comes uphill, so I encourage people to stop, turn around, go on the even roads, because uphill you're never going to make it.
It's definitely interesting how the roads get here. Compared to Jersey, it's a lot different.
In the past, those smaller residential streets sometimes waited too long for plowing and attention.
Mayor Sherelle Parker says the city's primary objective is to clear the streets from major roads to smaller streets. 400 pieces of equipment are on a roll salting and plowing throughout the city.
This is our standard operating procedure moving forward.
While some people are trying to get ahead of the snowstorm, if nothing else, the snow is offering scenes we haven't seen in a while.
I love it. I love snow. Yeah, except the roads are a little slushy, but that's all right. And I just hope it just keeps coming down.
You can see this group, they made their way outside. They're having a bit of a snowball fight here, so they're just enjoying their time outdoors. But if you are walking around, I've seen a lot of that here in the Pennsauken area. You want to be especially careful because it is extremely slick, especially on the sidewalks beneath the snow where there is some ice patches. So you want to be aware of that if you are out and about. But the snow is still coming down here in Pennsauken, and that's where we're live. Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6, Action News.
Yeah, the hills of Pennsauken, always a challenge. Thank you, Sharifa. Let's go to Action News reporter Caroline Goshen in King of Prussia. Just checked in with Brittany Boyer. 2.8 inches of snow for you so far, Caroline.
All right, Sarah, that sounds about right, because I want to show you I have our official Action News yardstick. I've been wondering, we've had snow and ice from earlier this week. That's been compact on the ground, so I wanted to find a place where we had some fresh snow from today, and that's about what we're at right now, 2.5 to 3 inches here in King of Prussia. So the snow has been steadily falling since we got here at 8:30 this morning, continues to fall this afternoon. A bit of good news, though, despite all of that, the main roads look okay. Take a look at this right now. This is Route 202. We are right across the street from the King of Prussia Mall. You can see that it's just wet out there on the roads, a little bit of slush, but really not a huge problem right now. We've been on 76, we've been on 422, 202. All of these main roads seem clear, and we've caught up with a lot of drivers who said their snow is not going to disrupt their plans today. Take a listen. As the snow falls in King of Prussia, it's not stopping some people from hitting the roads and taking the bus.
The bus usually take an hour longer to get here and all that, so it's like, you know, it's not really a big deal because it's all in my memory. So
James Washington says he's no stranger to the snow. It's just been a while since he's had to deal with it. Also waiting for SEPTA was this woman from Albania who has an appointment in Center City that she can't miss.
I'm going for buy my passport.
Steps away at Wawa on 202, we caught up with drivers as they filled up on gas.
Main roads are pretty clear, back roads and parking lots pretty slick.
Del Weaver spent the morning driving around KOP for Uber. He says the snow means a boost in business.
Yeah, so when it rains and snows, you definitely get like a lot of customers that book appointments. Well, rides.
In the Philadelphia area, the snow drought ended earlier this week. People say it's about time we saw winter weather like this again.
We've had a good break for 2 years, so it's kind of okay.
All right, back out here live in King of Prussia. It is okay. I mean, we said earlier this week it had been more than 700 days without measurable snow in the Philadelphia area. So this isn't too horrible of a sight. And really, again, the roads look okay in this area of Montgomery County right now. Upper Marion Township says they have about 400 streets that they will have to plow after the storm. And we know just through our drive today, we have seen crews from PennDOT, from the township, and from private contractors out here working to make sure these roads are clear. And so far, so good. We are live in King of Prussia. I'm Caroline Goshen, Channel 6 Action News. Back to you guys.
That's what we like to hear. So far, so good.
So far, so good. The road's not looking too bad. Caroline, thank you. Now, we've been all over the viewing area. Let's check in now with Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher, live for us in Doylestown with a look at the roads there.
Hey, John and Sarah, the snow is still falling here in Doylestown. We're just off of Main Street. It's still that beautiful, light, fluffy snow, but it's surprisingly quiet outside right now. We've seen a few people coming by to walk their dogs or shovel the sidewalks, but it's a nice, peaceful, quiet afternoon out here. Now, the sidewalks are just lightly covered with snow in Doylestown, a sign that some early morning shoveling was done to make the job easier for later in the day. Depending on where you're driving, some roads might be slicker than others. We are seeing patches of slush, so be sure to take your time. Crews have been out working to clear the snow and will continue to do so while other people are out getting supplies to clear their driveways.
Just have to get some snow or some gas for the snowblower. Yep. Hopefully it works after the last 3 years.
Take it easy, give the plow trucks room, and don't pull out in front of them because they can't stop just like you can.
Great advice right there. If you do have to travel, give yourself plenty of extra time. Plow crews will be continue to go out to clear the remaining snow, and once they are finished, the salt trucks will hit the roads again to clear and prepare for the ice. For now, we're live in Doylestown. Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6 Action News. John, Sarah.
All right. Brianna, thank you for that report there from Doylestown. Oh, look at that. That's
2-year-old Dylan was all smiles in the snow this morning here in Springfield, Delaware County. She's adorable.
Love that hat.
Dad Sean had her all bundled up as she played out in her backyard. This child probably has no memory of significant snowfall.
Ever.
Yeah, a lot of our kids. We want to see how you are spending your snow day. Send us your pictures and videos at 6abc.com/share. You might just see them right here on Action News. I like the snowsuit.
Our winter storm coverage continues when we come back.
We are back on the roads right now. Mobile 6 on the road here in Elkins Park. This is in the area of Widener and Rogers Road. And you can see the snowpack there now covering this side street. It does look up ahead like that traffic is moving a little bit better. Those main roads that are seeing some traffic are clear to the pavement for the most part. But the side streets, you need to be a little more careful. It's a little bit icy at the moment as we come to this stop sign. And we are going to come to a complete stop, no sliding.
Okay, that's good to see. And we're tracking the snow all across the region. Let's switch over to Sky 6, taking a live look here from our Keystone camera. This is toward Independence Hall. What a beautiful shot there with the snow on the roof. And this is the first official snowstorm warning that we've had in 2 years.
Yeah, not too many tourists out there today.
No.
That's where we find ABC's Samara Theodore. She's live for us, keeping track of conditions there on Independence Mall. Samara, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, so 715 days you all went without an inch of snow in Philadelphia, and then all of a sudden in the same week you get hit twice with over an inch. Here at Independence Hall, I've been measuring the snow at least over 2.5 inches so far. All morning long, you know, the snow truckers, they've been going up and down the street, working so diligently, even on the sidewalks, but no matter how quickly they clear it, it comes right back down. So for our commuters today who are moving about the city on foot, going on SEPTA, make sure you're wearing shoes with a good grip, because you're definitely you could easily slip and fall out here. And like you mentioned, the secondary roads, that's where we've been seeing a lot more of the issues. The main roads seem to be clear down here in Center City. You get on those secondary roads, you want to take your time though. Things are pretty slick there. And the storm system is going to be tapering off through the afternoon, so that's good news. But you know, I think the next big story behind the snow is going to be the temperatures, not just here in Philly, but throughout all of the Northeast. Going to be brutal with wind chills down to the single digits for a lot of us in the Northeast tomorrow morning.
And just a couple of people are there making their way behind you as well. It's the most empty I've seen Independence Mall in a long time.
Yeah, if you need any restaurant recommendations in the area, just let us know, Samara.
I do. I want to go jump over there, though, real quick and do a snow angel.
Yeah, I think you should. Take some video. Take some video. We want to see it. Thank you for that report from Independence Mall. Let's get another check on the AccuWeather forecast as we look live at Sky 6. Look
They're
at
teasing
all
you
the
now.
skiers
They
and
know that you're jealous.
I know, these are my people up there on Spring Mountain. Why they're having so much fun. There's nothing better when real snow is
that
falling,
nice powder
especially
there.
here on the East Coast.
You know they are happy about that. Meteorologist Brittany Boyer's here. We have also Karen Rogers as well in the Action News Weather Center with all the details. You guys nailed this forecast.
Yeah, my people are the ones in the tavern having a hot drink, by the way. Just saying. Everybody's got their group.
Yeah, I'd be on the mountain with Sarah.
Yes,
okay. John, where are you going to be?
You know what? I haven't snowboarded in years.
Oh, I'm by myself. I don't even care.
All right, let's get a snow day out on the mountain. Good afternoon, everyone. We continue to track this storm. Yes, a great day to be skiing and snowboarding. They're getting some fresh snow, and here are some fresh snowfall totals for you here. Just updated this. Huff's Church, this is close to the Macungie area, so closer to Bear Creek. 2.5 inches of snow, 2.8 in Woodsville, 3 inches in Marlton. East Nantmeal Township also around 3 inches. And we're also starting to see a good number of reports from Montgomery, parts of Chester County, picking up about 3.5 inches in Upper Darby. Whitehall Township, which is up in Lehigh County, 3.6 inches of snow. So here you can see satellite and radar. Things are tapering off in intensity a little bit more north and west. But if we look at what's going on closer to home here, Storm Tracker 6 live radar showing still some moderate snow falling along the I-95 corridor. But by far the steadiest and more intense snow is south and east of Philadelphia here. So we've been looking at some of these reflectivities, the darker banding of purple from Odessa on south toward Dover, Delaware, and then spanning its way here into parts of Cumberland County, also into Burlington County, some of that steady snow. We've been talking a lot about the visibilities, and where the snow is coming down heavily, that's where your visibility is reduced. So we're down to about 1/2 of a mile for Philadelphia, north northeast Philly, Wilmington, closer to the coast. Visibilities 3/4 of a mile in Toms River and about 1.5 miles there in Wildwood, New Jersey. For the rest of today, we're not done with the snow just yet, but we'll continue with the light, fluffy snow through about dinner time here in Philadelphia. Farther east, it's going to be more of a wet snow. Meteorologist Karen Rogers has more on that and what you can expect region by region.
Yeah, thanks, Brittany. So Brittany talked about how much we got. Let's talk about overall what we expect when this is all wrapped up this evening. Poconos and the Lehigh Valley, we're talking 1 to 3 inches. It's already really wrapped up. We're seeing some flurries out there right now, and that's about it. Pennsylvania Turnpike, it's starting to taper. Moderate to light snow, 2 to 4 inches overall. Philadelphia Metro, South Jersey, and Delaware, you are the last to taper. We're not as intense right now in the city as it had been, but in South Jersey and Delaware, it's still coming down really good, and you're getting 3 to 6 inches of snow through that area when all is said and done. And then what happens tonight? You got to work tonight to dust everything off, clear everything out, and get ready for the deep freeze that's coming your way. Look at these numbers overnight. 16 in Allentown, 18 in the city, 17 in Millville. It is cold, and then the wind gusts tomorrow. So we're talking wind chills all day long, single digits all through the morning. So if the kids are excited, they want to get out and play in that snow, try to do it today if you can. Tomorrow's really cold. At 2 o'clock, it feels like 10 degrees. At 4 o'clock, 11. You really need to bundle up if you're heading outside. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. We have the AccuWeather alert for today because of the snow, obviously, the slick roads. Stay at home if you can. 30 degrees for your high. And then tomorrow, the bitter blast. 25 for your high temperature. It's dry. We get some sunshine. But it is cold. Wind chills in the single digits much of the day. Sunday, windy and cold, 31. Monday, a few clouds, 36. Then we start the milder trend. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 41. We track some showers. Wednesday, 45 degrees with some showers around. Thursday, showers likely, about 51. And even into Friday and Saturday. Looks like it could stay damp. So what a pattern switch we have, John and Sarah. I mean, we're talking the AccuWeather alert, the freezing temperatures, and then you get to the 50s by the end of the 7 days. So hang in there. Things are definitely changing for us.
Totally normal, right?
Yeah. It's our normal.
There you go. Karen, thank you. Winter storm coverage continues right after this.
I like seeing all those flowers.
Right.
Let's get one last check of the AccuWeather forecast. Sky 6 taking a live look. Ocean City and the boardwalk from our attheshore.com camera. The boards are covered in snow at the moment as the snow continues to fall.
And meteorologist Brittany Boyer is joining us now. We still have several more hours of this.
Yeah, especially at the shore. And it's going to be more of a wet snow there because temperatures are right around freezing. And we do want to show you that we still have a number of weather alerts. We have winter weather advisories, also winter storm warnings, and we have the 7-day forecast with the AccuWeather alert for both today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's for the bitter cold, wind chills in the single digits to at best 10 degrees. It stays cold into Sunday. We'll lose the wind a little bit, still gusts around 30 miles per hour. But then here we go, temperatures rising. Guys, we'll be in the 40s to near 50 next week. It's going to feel a lot different with those temperatures.
Break out the shorts and the t-shirt.
No jacket either.
Right.
Oh, wow,
Thanks,
Brittany, thanks.
That'll do it for Action News at noon. Don't forget, join us later for Action News at 4, 5, and 6.
Now for meteorologist Brittany Boyer, Karen Rogers, John Paul, and the entire Action News team, I'm Sarah Bloomquist. Have a great afternoon. Stay with us throughout the afternoon. It is Friday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist, and we're bringing you continuing coverage of today's winter storm, bringing snow all across our region. Sky 6 looking live now at Love Park, where the snow has been falling continuously today. A few folks out there, most places in our region, seeing about 2 to 4 inches at the moment, but we've got hours to go before this snow stops. The kids are loving it, as you can see that child out there. We have team coverage of today's winter storm. Let's head right over to meteorologist Brittany Boyer with the latest from AccuWeather and some of our snow totals coming in.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, we're picking up a couple of inches, and it's all snow now. Even coastal areas, it's snowing at the shore. And you can see some of the reports from the Lehigh Valley area, Huff's Church, also Whitehall Township, about 2.5 to 3.5 inches of snow. Then you can see areas like Marlton, 3 inches, Upper Darby, 3.5 inches. We haven't gotten a recent report from the airport, but most Most places are looking at around 3 to 3.5 inches around Philadelphia. Here's a look at satellite and radar. The steadiest of the snow is around the city and points on south and east, and you can really make out with the banding here where you get the darker shades of purple. That's where we're dealing with snowfall rates around 1/2 inch to 1 inch per hour. And you don't just have the heavy snowfall, you also have the low visibility too. So you'll want to be extra careful if you're driving areas like Dover, Millville, north and east toward Winslow Township, central Burlington County, and notice all the way toward the coast. This is snow because temperatures have dropped at our coastal locations. Visibility, another problem. Right now, visibility is around 1/2 mile in the city of Philadelphia, also spots like Wilmington, and the snow's going to continue for a few more hours. Once all is said and done, about 1 to 3 inches in the Poconos, 2 to 4 the Lehigh Valley along the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the Philadelphia metro area, about 3 to 6 inches of snow, and then southern New Jersey and Delaware, enough snow to shovel and plow. We're also looking at a couple of inches of snow at the Jersey Shore. So we're in the peak of the storm right now. As we continue through this afternoon, notice snowfall will gradually taper off, and then Sarah, as we head into the evening, the cold air sets in and the snow wraps up.
Okay, Brittany, thank you. Let's head over to Chad Perdelli live on Rittenhouse Square with an update on conditions there. Lots of people out and about, Chad.
Yeah, Sarah, it's a snow day, so people are getting out and enjoying some of the open restaurants, hitting some of the establishments. Take a look at 18th and Walnut. Roads in fairly good condition. You see the slush, that means the brine and solution is doing what it's supposed to. Taking a look here at the sidewalks here in the park, we had some accumulation here over the last couple of hours, but you can see the plows came through and it's cleared a lot of this sidewalk here throughout the park. You got kids over here. They're enjoying the snow. A lot of people out with their dogs just enjoying a nice little snow day. A lot of people taking off work and just having a good time in this light, fluffy snow. Be careful out there. Some of the side roads very slick. Main thoroughways are doing okay. And just need to be careful out there. For now, live in Rittenhouse Square, Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
Yeah, some people out there enjoying it on Rittenhouse Square. Chad, thank you. Brittany did mention that some of the heavier bands are coming through South Jersey at the moment, so let's head there. Becca Hendrickson is live for us in Haddonfield with a look at conditions there in the Haddonfield area. Becca.
Sarah, you're right. We have been seeing heavier snow as the morning into the afternoon has gone on. I want to give you a look behind me at the road. You can see crews are doing a really good job keeping these roads in shape, even if that car should be doing a better job clearing off before getting on the road. Crews tell me part of the reason why there's so much salt and brine on these roadways from the earlier storm this week, that crews really felt like they were ahead of it. Take a look at some of our video, though. This is United States of America Avenue in Lindenwold, looking like a winter wonderland. You can see that snow is piling up on it, though. So a lot of people doing a good job staying off the roads with the exception of that ATV. Statewide, NJDOT tells me that they have 4,000 pieces of equipment out staying on top of the roads. They're both salting and brining. And as we're seeing some of this accumulation, the plows are coming out too.
Just be mindful, we haven't had snow in a couple years, so we had to start preparing again earlier, having meetings and having snow prep meetings just to get ready for this event. And it snowed basically twice this week.
And what a perfect day for this. It's Winter Wonderland in Haddonfield this weekend. Question for you, Sarah. Do you want to build a snowman with Olaf? Some of these girls over here playing on King's Court, they're having a lot of fun enjoying their snow day. The first one in about 2 years for a lot of our kids in school. Live here in Haddonfield, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
Yeah, for these kids who haven't experienced it, this is such a treat, such a novel experience for them. Becca, thank you so much. We've been snowing, it has been snowing for hours now. We still have hours to go. And of course, our 6ABC team will have you covered both on the air and online at 6abc.com all throughout the day into the evening hours. For now, I'm Sarah Bloomquist. We return you now to regular programming.
Fixed rate loan.
I'm meteorologist Brittany Boyer with an AccuWeather update, and the snow continues this afternoon. Look at the view from Philadelphia International. It is a busy afternoon at the airport. As of 1 o'clock, the airport has picked up 2.9 inches of snow, and it is still coming down. It's coming down at the shore, too. The view from Atlantic City, Sky 6 Live, showing that wet snow kind of clinging on to everything this afternoon. 32 degrees, 1.3 inches of snow being reported at the Atlantic City Airport. That, of course, in Pomona. And some of the top snowfall reports just updated this for you. 3.8 inches in Odessa, closing in on 4 inches in East Norton, 4 inches in Woodbury, Cherry Hill, also Willow Grove, and just over 4 inches of snow in Boothwyn. And as I mentioned, the snow continues this afternoon. Satellite and radar showing that we are getting some breaking to the north and west. The snowfall not as intense as what it was a couple of hours ago, but still some pretty decent snowfall rates around Philadelphia and points on east. And you can see that snow all the way toward the Jersey Shore. So we're not quite done with the system just yet. The snowfall intensity not as bad as you work your way north and west of the city, but visibilities are down to a half of a mile in Philadelphia, Millville, also into Pottstown, north and west toward Reading. And here you can see with Future Tracker the next several hours, the snow continuing across southern New Jersey. Still some snow showers around Philadelphia, but overnight tonight, this is out of here. The cold sets in. Anything that remains on the road will become slushy and slippery overnight tonight. We'll have another update at the top of the hour, but now back to Tamron Hall. I'm meteorologist Brittany Boyer with an AccuWeather update. The worst of the storm has now ended here in Philadelphia. You can really make that out looking at Sky 6 Live toward Independence Hall. It's still snowing, but not as intense of a snowfall as what we had a few hours ago. 28 degrees. And as we look at some of the numbers here with snowfall totals, they continue to come in from the National Weather Service. We're up to 4.5 inches in Morton and Delaware County, 5 inches in Downingtown, in Chester County. You can see a few other spots, Middletown, Delaware, 5 inches, Medford, New Jersey, 5 inches of snow, Gibbstown, 5.5 inches, and our top report so far coming in from Clayton, Delaware, that's in Kent County, 6 inches of snow. You'll notice on Storm Tracker 6 Live radar, a lot of this has really tapered off. We still have some light flurries and snow showers out there, but at this point, the steadiest of the snow right along the immediate coast. And again, it's not as intense of the snowfall rates as what we saw earlier this afternoon. Temperatures right around freezing at the Jersey Shore, so it's a wet snow there. Inland temperatures below freezing, so keep in mind if you don't clean things up tonight, sidewalks, driveways, everything's going to get slippery with temperatures falling into the teens. Next several hours, the snow continues to wind down and it's out of here. The cold sets in overnight. We'll have much more on that coming up on Action News at 4 o'clock. But now back to General Hospital.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with meteorologist Adam Joseph, Christy Aletto, Sarah Bloomquist, and Brian Taff.
Now at 4, the worst is behind us. The snow will begin to taper off over the course of the evening after dumping several inches in most places. As road crews were busy trying to keep the streets clear, kids who were lucky enough to have a snow day took full advantage of the winter weather. It is Friday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taff. The big story on Action News today is what else? That storm that blanketed the Delaware Valley in snow pretty much all day long. Live look outside right now from our Sky 6 One Cathedral camera. Through those drops, you can see the snow has created a really pretty scene here at Logan Square.
Reporters Chad Pradelli, Becca Hendrickson, and Caroline Goggin are spread out all across the region with the latest on the conditions.
But we're going to begin here with meteorologists Adam Joseph and Brittany Boyer in the Weather Center with the latest on the snow and, guys, what's coming behind it.
Yeah, it's been so great working with you all week with this storm, like in tandem back and forth.
Yeah, text messages at all hours of the day.
Yes, it's been great. She'll be talking about the cold in a second. Let's talk about the snowy situation still in parts of the area, and a shut off to just a few floating flurries as you exit Philadelphia and Delaware County to the north and west. Right along I-95, these are very light snow showers falling as well from I-95, Wilmington, Philadelphia up through 276 into lower Bucks County, interior South Jersey also seeing that light snow where you get that little pop of darker colors. It's a little heavier band of that snow. Same thing, Millville getting a hit right now of some moderate snowfall. Dover, and it kind of varies in intensity, a lot lighter. Cape May to Strathmere, Atlantic City, but snowing there pretty much all afternoon. Snowfall totals looking pretty good here. We had about 3 to 4 inches in the northwestern suburbs as you went up to the north for the northern Lehigh Valley and the Poconos, 1.5 inches. We had a little stripe of a band of 5 inches through central Chester County, lower parts of Montgomery County, northern Philadelphia County, and that extended into northern Burlington County at 5 inches. 3.5 just south of Williamstown, 5 inches between Middletown and Wilmington, 5 inches in interior parts of Atlantic County, and as you head to the north, 3 inches up towards Manahawkin and Toms River. Visibilities, they're between 3/4 of a mile to 2 miles, so visibility isn't all that bad, but we're still dealing again with some of that snow falling south and east. So what to expect here for those areas where it is snowing? It's going to exit the coast and end by 7 o'clock. Temps drop into the teens as we go through the evening and overnight hours. So if anything is slushy, it is going to refreeze solid, and then we're going to be dealing with blowing snow on the roads tomorrow because that snow is so light in consistency and those winds really ramp up. So that could reduce visibility along the ground. Bring in meteorologist Brittany Boyer here. You've got the cold shoulder from Mother Nature as we head into the weekend.
I know, and it's going to preserve the snow through the weekend. So if you like to see this kind of stuff on the ground, I know I do. I don't like to see the grass really in the middle of winter. The snow is going to stay through the weekend. Look at the temperatures right now. 28 in Philadelphia, 29 in Lancaster, 26 there in Allentown, even at the coast. He started off today in the upper 30s. Temperatures have dropped, and that's why you have that wet snow falling right now. And look at the wind chill values. If you think this is cold, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It feels like 18 in Philly, 19 in Allentown. It feels like 20 degrees in Pomona. We'll continue to have those winds that Adam was mentioning whipping into the start of your weekend. Even Sunday, still a blustery day, and wind chill values first thing tomorrow morning. If you don't clean things up today and you're waiting until tomorrow morning, this is how it's going to feel. And guess what? Those wind chills don't budge a whole lot, even into the afternoon, maybe getting to about 10, 11 degrees. That's what it's going to feel like, and that's what you need to dress for. So something to keep in mind. We haven't talked about this a lot this winter season. We'll have 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts, and with those dangerous wind chills, exposed skin within 30 to 45 minutes, frostbite becomes a concern. So if you're going to be sledding or maybe heading to some of the ski resorts, make sure you have the layers on, Brian and Sarah, because it's going to be a downright cold day tomorrow.
Okay, and thanks to you and Adam and the whole team getting us really well prepared for this storm. Brittany, thank you. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker and other city leaders have just begun providing their latest storm update. She stepped to the podium just seconds ago, still putting on her glasses here. A live look now at the Fire Administration Building in Northern Liberties, where that update is getting underway. You can watch it live on 6abc.com. We're streaming it right there. Well, in her update earlier today, the mayor announced that her administration will focus heavily on clearing out the smaller side streets more quickly in the wake of snowstorms like this one. This storm is going to test that pledge, especially with that deep freeze coming tonight that Brittany just talked about. Action News reporter Chad Pradelli live now in Rittenhouse Square, where people have been out and about enjoying the snowfall today. Hey, Chad.
Yeah, Brian, a lot of fun for a lot of people out here in Rittenhouse Square. I want to show you behind me. That's 18th and Walnut. Road's pretty good shape. A lot of slush right now, but traffic moving along nicely. You go on the grassy areas, and that is where you see the accumulation. And right here, a little winter wonderland. In Rittenhouse Square, the kids were out building forts. What are you making here?
So I'm trying to make like one of the snowman guards. Yeah.
They're guarding the fort?
Yeah.
This Center City neighborhood may not have any hills, but these girls make do. What's the best part about a snow day?
Playing in the snow.
No school?
That too.
A steady snow fell all day, but here in Center City, the main roads remained in pretty good shape. The brine applied overnight and through the day melted most of it on contact. Mayor Sherelle Parker says city workers will work around the clock to keep the city running.
We won't rest
okay, until we've handled this storm.
People bundled up, walked around, and enjoyed the day. Despite the stormy weather, people took it in stride and made the best of it.
Nobody's around. You can go anywhere. Stores are all open. Very quiet. You know, I wish I had a sled. I wish there was a hill. You know, there's no mountains in Philly, so we can't sled anywhere.
And like Adam mentioned earlier, while the roads seem okay right now with that slush, we have those well below freezing temperatures that are coming, and they can freeze in a hurry, so be careful out there. Live in Rittenhouse Square, Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
Yeah, now it's a pretty scene behind you, Chad. Thank you. The Belmont Plateau was transformed into a winter wonderland today. Snow fell here for hours, creating near whiteout conditions as the flakes fell. Now, we didn't see any during our visit. It was pretty quiet, but undoubtedly there was some sledding happening here at some point today. With a snow emergency in effect, the Philadelphia Parking Authority is offering a 24-hour, $5 flat rate at a number of Center City garages. The discounted rate will apply until the emergency is lifted. Additionally, vehicles parked on snow emergency routes will be subject to ticketing and towing. You can find a map of those routes on our website, 6abc.com. We check in now on conditions in New Jersey. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson is live in Cherry Hill, where public works crews have been very busy today. Becca.
Sarah, they've been working since 4 a.m. to make sure that these roads stay clear and as passable as possible. And you can see behind me on Haddonfield Avenue, they're doing a pretty good job. Now, I do have to say, even though the road looks clear, it is very wet. And with that deep freeze coming, crews say that they need to continuously salt and brine this to make sure this doesn't become dangerous. You can see the snow kicking up from the tires of the Action News van. While it may not be the best day for driving, conditions are perfect for a day off school.
Well, we didn't get any snow last year like this, so I guess it's really amazing.
It's also the first time in almost 2 years Camden County is using its stockpile of salt and road treatment.
We will continue to salt throughout the day as we plow. So the pavement should have salt on it. After we plow through it, another layer of salt comes down right behind it.
They say the storm earlier in the week gave them a head start on treating roads. Statewide, NJDOT says it has 4,000 pieces of equipment out, keeping major highways passable. In Haddonfield, Jack Russell still chose to walk to his haircut for a wedding tomorrow.
Probably. I just didn't want to hear about it tomorrow, so I just cut my losses and made sure it happened today.
Today, crews are asking drivers to stay clear of plows, but this weekend, the town hopes the streets are full of Bluey and Olaf fans for Winterfest.
The snow should be ending shortly, hopefully, and the DPW crews will get the roads nice and clean and be safe for everybody to travel tomorrow.
Sure to be a fun weekend in Havertown, as long, of course, as it stays safe. And crews still out here in Cherry Hill. They are warning if you do see a plow, make sure that you're giving it plenty of space to get by. Live here in Cherry Hill, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Okay, Becca, thank you. And not as much snow as you got closer to the shore today, but just enough to blanket the beach in white. The Action Cam Inventor this afternoon, where you can see the snowy scene on the dunes, the boardwalk. And we also caught some families making the most of it, having a great time near the water's edge. I feel it important to let you know we are 129 days away from Memorial Day.
Well, let's head out on the roads. Mobile 6 is on the move. This is City Avenue, just past St. Joe's as we're approaching Lancaster Avenue here. We're going to make the right onto Lancaster Avenue. As you can see, the main road's mainly wet right now. Side roads a little dicier depending on where you live. And as Becca just said, those roads are wet. And as these temperatures drop through the overnight hours, you want to take things very carefully out there.
Seminary on the right, coming up on Lankin on the left. And the roads do look pretty good right there. So let's get more on travel conditions. Gina Gannon now live in the Action News Traffic Center.
Hey guys, yeah, you know, those secondary roadways you really have to be careful on. They can be very slick, but just take it easy. But you know what? I wanted to show you your main roadways, because if you're traveling out right now into South Philadelphia, I mean, this camera shot just shows you the conditions that you're going to be facing out there. I mean, you can see all of the snow here, and you can see that cars are traveling toward me. They're traveling southbound, but they're doing it slowly. Your travel times, I mean, you don't even have any delays because we're not seeing anyone really out there on the roadways. And if they are, again, I'm just going to tell you, give yourself ample time. Don't drive too quickly. Just be careful. Make sure you have a blanket with you, a flashlight. Just be careful, and some extra food. I always have that. But you can see if you're heading out right now, it's 10 minutes. So not a problem on those major roadways. And here's a live look too on the Vine right at the Schuylkill Expressway. I mean, it's quiet, virtually non-existent out there with your traffic, so no issues there. But it is those secondary roadways that we have some issues because of some snowy conditions out there. We're seeing Valley Forge Road closed in Princeton between Heather Lane and Great Road, so watch yourself there. And then in Worcester Township, Valley Forge Road right at West Germantown Pike, we have a crash on. And then in New Jersey, 42 here at 295. You can see that cars are making their way very, quickly, but I'd say overall don't go that quick because again, we do have some major conditions out here that you just want to be careful for. Brian and Sarah.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, Gina. Appreciate that. Crews at Philadelphia International Airport have the incredibly difficult task of trying to keep the runways, taxiways, and those aprons clear from snow today. Despite their best efforts, the delays and cancellations have been really piling up. According to FlightAware, more than 300 flights have been delayed so far today. At least 45 have been canceled. Authorities urge anyone who's heading to the airport to leave enough time, leave early, and check in with your airline for the latest on the flight status.
We have much more snow covered still ahead here on Action News at 4. We'll check in on conditions in the western suburbs with a live report from King of Prussia coming up.
Well, our snow coverage continues now with a live look at Spring Mountain, where they love weather like this, and for very good reason. Very charming scene there today, and the slopes have been packed with skiers like this all day long.
With that, every lift is filled. It's not just skiers taking advantage of the conditions. Our crews found plenty of people out sledding here in Wayne, Delaware County. No doubt scenes like this are playing out all across the region today.
All right, let's go live to King of Prussia now, where Action News reporter Caroline Goggins standing by with an update on conditions up in KOP today. Hey, Caroline.
Hey, Brian and Sarah, we had that light, fluffy snow earlier today. It was really pretty. The precipitation, though, we're dealing with right now, not nearly as nice. What is nice, though, is the conditions of the roads. We're at the intersection of 202 and Gulf Road, right across from the King of Prussia Mall. Things are pretty nice out here right now. The road's a little bit wet, a little bit slushy, but overall not too bad. We know that crews on the local, county, and state levels, they have been out all day today working, and we caught up with some kids who spent the entire day having a good time.
We haven't got snow in a long time.
So this snowstorm was a welcome sight to some.
3, 2, 1,
especially the kids.
I enjoyed the snow day a lot. I like sledding with my friends. I used to live in Texas, so it never snowed there. So it's fun to see it.
As the snow blanketed Odorosio Park in Wayne, families came out with their snow gear and sleds.
Not as great as for sledding, but it's still fun to jump in it.
In nearby Montgomery County, officials say it is all hands on deck to tackle this winter weather.
We're in good hands with those teams out there making sure the roads stay clear.
Jesse King deals with the county's roads and bridges team. They have 16 vehicles out maintaining 75 miles of county-owned roads.
They were up around 4 o'clock this morning to begin salting and prepping the roads, and then we'll be on call just about throughout the day until the event ends.
As they work, some are out trying to navigate the roads. While most of the main roads were clear, the side streets didn't fare as well.
That was slippery. It was slippery.
Eric Sweet drove from Willow Grove to KOP this afternoon. He says he's already done with this weather.
Over the snow. I'm good.
But these kids can't get enough of it.
That's super nice. We haven't had snow in a while.
All right, back out here live in King of Prussia this afternoon. You can see these SEPTA buses are moving along just fine. We've been on 202, we've been on the Schuylkill, we've been on 422. All of the major roads are pretty clear at this point. Again, the side roads are a little bit messy. Here in Upper Marion Township, they have about 400 streets to plow. They say their first focus is going to be the primary roads and the bus routes. We are live in King of Prussia. I'm Caroline Goggin, Channel 6 Action News. Brian and Sarah.
Okay, Caroline, thank you. What do you say we check in now on the AccuWeather forecast as this thing starts to begins to wrap up?
It begins to wrap up, and then the cold begins
there's a whole
to move in.
There's a whole nother issue coming tonight and during the day tomorrow. But yeah, a lot of the roadways doing very well. Even here in Center City, we're in front of Independence Mall, Sky 6 Live and Keystone Camera, and it's because of the consistency of the snow, as we expected today, was fairly light. So I talked about yesterday how it's going to be slow to grow with those totals. It's been snowing for more than 12 hours across much of the area, and those totals at most are at 5 inches. inches. So thankfully, it wasn't a thumping snowstorm. Wind chills and air temperatures as we push forward here. We have an AccuWeather alert not only through tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, and then this is Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So we're only going to stay in the 20s for the most part, but wind chills do not really get above 10 degrees starting late tonight, all day tomorrow, and all tomorrow night. Again, where Caroline was up in King of Prussia, it has shut off. It's soon going to shut off here in the city of Philadelphia with that snowfall. We have still some bands of light to moderate snow in interior South Jersey, the Atlantic City Expressway, Route 55, central southern Delaware, and even along the coast, Atlantic City to Strathmere. And if I go way back up to the north where Wilmington is up 95, just a few floating flurries left over there. So looking at some of the highest snow totals so far, Clayton 6 inches, Belmont Plateau in Philadelphia, that's pretty high up there in Philadelphia County at almost 6 inches, Gibbstown 5.5, Norristown 5.1, Medford 5 inches, and Downingtown 5 inches. So that's some of that banding that I was talking about the last few days, along with Brittany, of where that would tend to set up, and it's generally near central parts of Chester County and then striping its way down into South Jersey. Temps in the 20s, no matter where you are. So it's that fluffy snow. And again, we're seeing that drying condition, but then those winds will start to whip up out of the northwest. Future tracker just a couple hours from now. Notice how the radar's really kind of breaking up, but you get another little band here or there setting up, and then the snowstorm goes to bed as we get deeper into this evening, but that's also when the temperatures really start to crash. 18 in the city late tonight. That snow ends early, south and east, and that Arctic cold wind howls, gusting up to 30 miles an hour after midnight. Then gusting to 35 throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures, just ignore them despite how cold they look, because those wind chills between 5 and 10 degrees all day. In fact, we'll look at a bigger map of this as you wake up tomorrow morning, going into tomorrow afternoon. 8 below up in the Poconos. You're thinking of heading there. Oof. I hope you have a lot of layers. 10 degrees in Clayton, and then even as we get into Sunday morning, 7 below in the Poconos, 9 Allentown, 10 Wilmington, 9 in Millville. So these are some pretty harsh numbers, and then they pull back into the 20s as we get into Sunday afternoon. The exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Bitter cold tomorrow all day, that 25 in that alert. Cold wind still continues Sunday, but it's a little better. High temp of 31. Sunshine, high clouds Monday. Back to closer to normal, still a little bit below at 36. And then the 40s invade for the rest of next week. However, it's rather dismal with a lot of clouds, showers at times Wednesday, Thursday, and there could be a heavier rainstorm on Friday of 53 degrees. So a pattern change as a lot of this snow we have out there will melt by the end of next week. So Brian, if you're a snow lover and you're the kiddos, take advantage of it. Maybe Sunday. Tomorrow a little harsh to be out there.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Adam. Right. Thank you. Yeah. And you can continue snow coverage anytime by downloading the 6ABC app. It gives you access to live looks from Storm Tracker 6 radar and more pictures and videos from all around the region today.
Well, we're not alone. Winter weather is gripping a large part of the nation. People in northern Indiana are getting pummeled by lake effect snow. More than a foot of snow has been reported in some spots, including here in Michigan City. Meanwhile, those in Buffalo are digging out once again after the latest round of lake effect snow there. South Buffalo has seen more than 5 feet of snow just during this week's storms. A small commuter plane made an emergency landing on a Virginia highway after taking off from Dulles International Airport. It happened just after noon today on the Loudoun County Parkway. Virginia State Police say the plane belongs to Southern Airways Pacific. According to the FlightAware, the plane was headed to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. No injuries were reported, and it's unclear if the weather was a factor. And we come back to you live now with a look from Mobile 6 along Wynwood Road here now. Looks pretty good as we're at the light. We're going to be making the turn here now back onto Lancaster Avenue as we make our way along the main line. You can see the roads mostly clear here, the lane roads, but some of those side streets not as clear as this is, so you want to take it easy as you're out there. Officials pretty much just urging people to avoid unnecessary travel as we head into the evening.
Well, we're getting lots and lots of pictures and videos showing just how much fun it can be to stay home in the snow.
Our first one here proves that you're never too old to enjoy the snow.
Yeah, check it out. Erin Trout sent this photo of her and her mom Marjorie at Elm Terrace Gardens Senior Living. Turns out Marjorie just moved to Lansdale from Southern California to be closer to the family. How's this for a welcome? The photo captures the pure joy Marjorie experiencing snow for the first time.
Oh my gosh, wow. And Zara spent her day in the snow creating snow angels, and she's an angel. Her dad snapped this picture as she played outside this afternoon in East Falls. I like your rainbow coat, Zara. We invite you to share your snow pictures and videos with us by heading to 6abc.com/share. We may just feature them right here on Action News.
And our team coverage of the snowstorm continues next at 4:30.
In Big Talkers, to eat or not to eat. Snow snacks are a popular snow day tradition for kids and maybe even some adults, just admit it. But how safe is it? We break it down.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, now continues.
Hello again, 4:30 now, and Action News continues with the snow emergency. Winter weather warnings and alerts in place now for most of the tri-state, as has been the case all day long. That snow coming down. Now, as we head into the weekend, another Arctic blast is moving in.
We have live team coverage. Leland Pinder is in Wilmington, Delaware, one area that got some of the most snow today. Aliana Gomez is in Mobile 6, and Gina Gannon has your rush hour traffic update. But let's begin with meteorologist Adam Joseph tracking this storm as it begins to move away.
Look at the boxes. Poor Leland is the only one who's outside in the elements. The rest of us in warm cars and studios. Gotta love our reporters out in the field. All right, Sky 6 live, Philadelphia International Airport. Still dealing with some light snow falling, temperature 28, but that wind chill down to 19 degrees with that westerly wind coming in at 10 miles an hour. Poconos. They love some fresh powder. They picked up around an inch in most locations there today at Jack Frost. 21 degrees, so they can make snow as we head into the overnight and weekend. Wind chill is just 8. That is balmy because they're going to be below freezing up in the Poconos starting tonight right through Sunday night. Maybe Sunday afternoon they get near 0 or a little above. Storm Tracker 6 live. We're dealing with, again, a few floating flurries north and west. Northern Delaware, we're starting to shut the snow off. We still have some banding as we head over the river into New Jersey for all of our counties in the darker blues. That continues down to the coastline as well. We got one little area of that heavier snow off of Atlantic City and Brigantine lightening up to the west. But there you can see the core of the cold wind chills, 12 below in Davenport, Iowa, and that's flooding to the east, and it's going to sink all the way down to the south into Florida once again as well, with a second round of Arctic air for everybody in the East Coast this week. So if you could future tracker tomorrow, 9 in the city at best, and even as we go into Sunday, it's a little better, but wind chill still 19 degrees Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll chat about a big warm-up on the way, but it comes with a price with the form of clouds and rain. Brian, with that 70 forecast in a little bit.
It's always something these days.
Always.
Adam, thank you. Right. There are weather and travel alerts in place for the entire tri-state today. Northern Delaware in a zone that could see slightly higher snow totals than the rest of the region.
Yeah, so let's go there and check in with Action News reporter Leland Pinder, who spent all day today in the first state. He joins us now from Wilmington with the latest. Leland.
Hey, good evening, you all. Yeah, so I just moved here recently, my first big Philadelphia area snowstorm, and I gotta say, I kind of like it. It's not that bad, at least to me. I've talked to several people all across Newcastle County today, and they are having a great time with this. Everyone being safe as they can and keeping that in mind, but it's been really nice. So take a look at this. Here in downtown Wilmington, the main roads through the area, they're doing pretty good, but then come over here. It doesn't take long to get to a side street or a secondary street, and you see it's just a little bit worse. And I want to show you one more thing if I can. Crews, they are still out right now actively working to keep roads and sidewalks clear. You see a small plow right there across the street. A snow day for students in Newcastle County, Delaware.
It's like the best hill in the area.
Here at Rockwood Park in North Wilmington, families are finally getting the chance to break out the sleds.
We actually got these sleds for Christmas last year.
The first major snow in more than 2 years to hit the Delaware Valley brought out the snow blowers, snow shovels, snow scrapers, and snow plows, big and small.
The major roads are good. Yeah, I mean, you know, the neighborhoods are still a little slick.
DelDOT crews have been working hard to keep interstates and major roads like Naaman's Road and Claymont clear, but they need the public's help to get the job done. Earlier in the day, DelDOT says a driver hit a snowplow while trying to pass it.
Please stay several car lengths back. Don't try to pass them and let them do their job so they can get these roads clear as fast as possible.
On secondary roads like Marsh Road in North Wilmington, you can really see the difference in conditions. Richard Hanrig plows for neighborhoods and businesses.
If you can't go out and you don't know what you're doing when you're out here, just stay home. It's a lot safer. It's a lot better and easier.
And like I said, or like he said, it is safe to stay inside if you can. And as I was saying, been all over Newcastle County. We were in Claymont earlier, and that's the part of this region that saw the most snowfall here in Delaware. Live in downtown Wilmington, Leland Pinder, Channel 6 Action News.
Okay, Leland, thank you. Well, as you know, driving in conditions like this can be kind of tricky from time to time. In Delaware County, one person recovering now after this car crash. Police say the driver lost control about 3 o'clock this afternoon here on Rose Hill Road at Ridley Creek Road in Upper Providence. The car then hit that tree, causing the driver to suffer an arm injury. Our team coverage continues now with a look at the road conditions. Aliana Gomez live in Mobile 6 on the move in Lower Marion Township. Hey, Aliana.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, we've been driving around all day throughout most of Montgomery County. We spent a lot of time in Elkins Park, where most of the roads there were clear. But now that we're in Lower Marion, I'm going to flip this camera around so you can see the roads really quickly. But now that we're here in Lower Marion, we're seeing obviously these smaller secondary streets. These neighborhood streets are not plowed, and they're now starting to get icy as those temperatures continue to drop. We see people out with their snow blowers trying to get things ready as those temperatures dip down. But yeah, if you are traveling on these roads, especially when there's hills, be careful, take it slow, and do not hit the brakes. Neighbors in Elkins Park were spinning out and digging out after today's storm brought a couple of inches of snow to the Delaware Valley.
It was really bad. I couldn't get out.
This Montgomery County mother says she ran to the store to grab more salt, but when she came back, she couldn't get her all-wheel drive SUV back up the driveway without some help. Most people ditched the car and ventured outside with sleds and tubes so the whole family can enjoy gliding through the powdery winter wonderland.
Big snowballs, just to make an angel, snow angels, you know, jumping, probably go tubing.
It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and we really love it here because we have so many hills.
And speaking of those hills, it was a team effort, but this woman was finally able to get her SUV back up the driveway without issue. And we just turned onto one of the streets that's more slushy now, so we're slipping around a little bit. Just a reminder, make sure you put those windshield wipers up tonight as those temperatures drop, and dust off any of that snow on the car, because that will freeze and be a lot harder for you to get off tomorrow. So we'll send it back to you in the studio, but for now, we're live in Mobile 6 in Lower Marion. I'm Aliana Gomez, Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah, none of us like seeing those spinning tires.
No,
it's kind of a cringe moment.
We've been there ourselves.
Yeah.
Aliana, thanks.
Let's get another check on the roads tonight. Hopefully nobody's spinning their tires at the moment.
Yeah, Gina Gannon back in the traffic center with an update.
Hey guys, I didn't see anything, too major right now. We're just seeing some traffic out there. You see some cars on the roadway, but nothing significant. It looks like a lot of folks maybe are taking our advice and they are staying home. Now, if you have to go out, I would say just take it easy. I'm seeing speed sensors on a lot of our major roadways at about 45 miles per hour, so that's probably a good thing. You can see here on the Schuylkill Expressway, right at the Vine Street Expressway, looks like a lot of folks are kind of just making their way on through and no issues at all. So it's a snow day when the Schuylkill is bare, right? I mean, even when we have a 15-minute travel time on the Schuylkill Expressway, and again, like I was saying, 46 minutes out there on that westbound side, 43 miles per hour, 46 miles per hour. You got to take it easy out there. And then we are seeing slower speeds. And then don't forget, we have an accident here in the area of Worcester Township on Valley Forge Road, right at West Germantown Pike. And then don't forget, we have a closure in Princeton because of what is going on because of the snow. Cherry Valley Road is closed between Heather Lane and Great Road, and 42. Still seeing those conditions out there. But again, folks are making their way with really not many issues. So thankfully, it stays like that. Brian and Sarah.
It's good to hear. Gina, thank you. The city of Philadelphia has this new interactive map to track and monitor the status of the city's plowing and salting operations. You can type in your address and see just how long ago your street was treated. You can find this map at 6abc.com/links.
And a little heads up here, because of the snowstorm, there will not be trash pickup in Philadelphia. The MLK holiday already delayed it one day, and because of the storm, the streets department postponed pickup until next Friday.
As you know, in the movie Frozen, Anna asks, do you want to build a snowman? And some people in Delaware County got to do just that with the help of the Lansdowne Police Department. The action cam was in Lansdowne as officers gave away snowman kits today. They had carrot noses and charcoal to make eyes along with some hot chocolate and marshmallows. Kids wasted no time getting to work on their snow creations. After building their snowmen, kids and their parents spent some time sledding and enjoying this taste of winter. And it's Anna from Frozen.
Anna from Frozen. Yes,
Disney is the parent company of 6ABC.
Your job is on the line.
You gotta get that right. Well, today's snowstorm created some picturesque scenes all across our area. Check out this stunning drive on Route 1 through Media.
Forget about that. We don't have the video. Children today got to enjoy a snow day. We love seeing your pictures and videos, so keep them coming. Do we have this one? Lucy and Amelia Spreitzer.
There we go.
Dug out their neighbors in Point Breeze. They grabbed their shovels to clear sidewalks and to lend a helping hand.
And Odron and Sirla Brady enjoyed the day off from school. The two had a snowball fight in their Fishtown driveway. There's no word quite yet. We're waiting on the final results to come in as to who won. We want to see you enjoying this taste of winter. Head to 6abc.com/share to send pictures and videos.
Also on our website, you can track the changing weather forecast, our live radar. You can get constant conditions on the roads and the latest on this snow emergency. Just head to 6abc.com/weather.
Well, that Reese Witherspoon Instagram post brings us to today's very timely Big Talker. On a day like today, your kids, maybe even you, may have been tempted to scoop up some snow and put it right in their mouths, making you want to maybe even want to make that snow salt chocochino. But should you?
So the Philadelphia Inquirer did a deep dive on this, answering all of our questions about whether eating snow is in fact safe. They turned to Philadelphia Health Commissioner Cheryl Bettigol, who advised that in most situations, no, eating snow is not advised, noting especially in the city, quote, there are pretty wide varieties of substances that could be in that snow that should not be consumed. We will not elaborate on that.
Penn State professor of chemistry Miriam Friedman also weighed in. She explained that snow is formed and water vapor condenses around particles in the air, things like dirt, bacteria, salt. She says a little bit of snow shouldn't be harmful, but especially in polluted areas, pollutants in the air can end up in the snow, so pass on eating it.
Okay, so hopefully none of you are in this situation, but if it is a life or death situation, a Pennsylvania survivalist says snow is actually not your best source of water. Turns out that's ice. Snow is mostly air. Ice is made up primarily of water and better for hydration. Keep in mind the human body can only go 3 days without water, so if you're really desperate, go for the snow. You'll just need more of it to hydrate your body.
No, we're staying away from that, Adam. We're not even going to mention the
snow. Colored snow.
The colored snow. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Still ahead, we'll check in on the forecast.
Brian's moving along. An AccuWeather alert is in effect as snow has been coming down all day. You can see on Storm Tracker 6 and snowy scenes at Independence Hall and Ocean City. Meteorologist Adam Joseph has your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day when we return. Well, all day long today, this AccuWeather alert has been in place as snow has been accumulating across the tri-state region.
Yeah, let's check in again with meteorologist Adam Joseph. I was just looking at your radar over there. It looks like the outer edge is just about to leave Philadelphia.
It is. The last few flakes falling in the city, so the accumulating snow is done for Pennsylvania. It's done for northern Delaware, soon into South Jersey. So snowfall totals in Pennsylvania so far. Huff's Church, 3 inches. That's up in the higher terrain in Berks County. Levittown, 4.2. Morton, 4.5. So near that Pennsylvania Turnpike to the north, about 2 to 4 inches on average. And then you head towards Easttown Township, 4.5 inches there. When you get towards Devon and Wayne and areas of Paoli, King of Prussia, 4.3 inches. The Poconos, a measly 1.4 inches of some fresh powder on the slopes. Delaware and New Jersey, 4 inches in Woodside. Hockessin, Delaware, 3.6. Medford, 5 inches. Cherry Hill, 4.3. And near 4 inches for Paulsboro and Hamilton Square. So again, that 4 inches for most of the Delaware Valley, with some hits of 5 and 6s here and there. The radar cleaning up to the north and west. Still some of that light snow to the south and east. This back edge will start to head to the coastline between about 6 and 7 o'clock. So you got another hour, maybe hour and a half at most, to see some of the snow accumulating in interior South Jersey to the coastline and southern Delaware. But we're getting a little bit of moderate snow in spots here where you see the darker colors on the radar. So Bridgeton, Cedarville, you're about to end the most accumulating snow here this evening. As we bounce out, not much we are tracking to the north and west. There's a few floating flurries here and there. Some Great Lake snow bands coming in with those cold winds out of Canada. And that's our next story, is the bitter cold. Right now we're in the upper 20s to the north and west. The temperatures really do not vary all that much. And once again, this is that very light, fluffy snow compared to the ice-crusted snow, that heavy feeling to try to remove the snow from Tuesday's system. So this is far easier to kind of haul away on the sidewalks and the driveways. 28 in Philadelphia, Salem, as well as Wilmington into the shore. Temperatures there are now below freezing. So anything that is a bit slushy or, was kind of melted away by maybe rock salt or any sort of other elements to try to melt some of the snow is going to refreeze here this evening. Teens, as we wake up tomorrow morning, that snow ending early south and east, and then that Arctic cold wind just howls into town, gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour tomorrow. So the wind chills do not get out of the range of 5 to 10 degrees in the afternoon, with sunshine and some clouds developing in the afternoon. Saturday's weather map here, wind chills in the single digits. That fresh high pressure back to the west. It gets a little bit closer, but it's still far enough west on Sunday that the winds will continue. They're not going to be as strong, but still could see gusts up to 25. Wind chills remain in the teens as we get into Sunday afternoon, with single digits on Sunday morning. However, a big pattern change as we go into next week and for really the rest of the month as we close out January. Above normal temperatures pretty much everywhere in the lower 48, with the greatest above average temperatures from the northern plains, the Great Lakes, right here into the mid-Atlantic. And even though it goes above normal, it's not all that dry, because on the 7-day there'll be some rain coming in late. The exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, that bitter cold, wind chills 5 to 10 here, but at least the skies are brighter. Sunday, it's sunny, cold. That wind still howling at times, so that 31 feeling like the teens in the afternoon. A bit better Monday, sunshine, high clouds 36, and then clouds lock in Tuesday through Friday here. Highs go back into the 40s, even 50s by the end of next week. And there'll be a few different systems coming in from the south, with showers at times and maybe even a steadier rain possible as we get towards Friday. So from one extreme to the next here. So
we got a break from the rain for the snow, and now we're back to the rain.
Basically.
Terrific.
No quiet. There's no such quiet this winter.
No, it's been a weird month.
Yeah, it has been.
All right,
Enjoy.
Adam.
Yeah.
More Action News after this break.
I have no words.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with meteorologists Cecily Tynan, Alicia Vitarelli, Shari Williams, and Rick Williams.
Right now at 5, snow is blanketing the region. Our AccuWeather alert has been in place all day as the snow continues to fall. Schools are closed, many offices as well. So on this snow day Friday, many people have been able to enjoy the wintry weather.
Storm Tracker 6 Live radar showing us that the snow is sticking around right now, but the end is in sight. We are looking live now at Logan Circle through Sky 6, where you can see some of the last snowflakes that are likely to fall in Philadelphia coming down here for the next hour or so. Not a bad picture. Friday night, the big story on Action News is the snow ending and even colder temperatures moving in.
It's been a light but continuous snow, allowing the chance for plows to keep the main roads pretty clear. We have a team of reporters all across the area tonight, keeping an eye on the conditions. Sharifa Jackson is in Manayunk, John Paul is at Philadelphia International Airport, and Brianna Gallagher is in Bucks County.
But first, let's check in with our team of meteorologists, Adam Joseph and Brittany Boyer. You guys have been busy, but enough for you guys to handle today.
Hey, it's been 2 years, and now we have 2 storms in 1 week.
In 1 week, right. And the Arctic air to deal with. So a lot.
It has, and it's been a lot of fun working with you, and you're still tracking the radar.
Yeah, still tracking some of the snow here on the radar. As we look at Storm Tracker 6 live radar, you just saw Sky 6. A lot of the snow has really tapered off in and around Philadelphia, areas north and west. Still just a couple of flurries out there, but the main area of snow is south and east of the city. Still getting some pretty decent snow bands moving throughout parts of Delaware here from Kent County on east into parts of Cumberland County, Salem County. We're starting to see the rates kind of weaken just a touch there, and then you can still see some of the moderate bands moving through parts of Burlington County out toward the Garden State Parkway. But all of this is going to be coming to an end within the next couple of hours, and you can see the snowfall totals as you work your way toward the Lehigh Valley. We had at least a 3.6-inch report there in Lehigh County, 1.7 in Northampton County, but you had to get closer to the city to get some of those higher totals. 6 inches, the top report in Montgomery County, Chester County, 5 inches. Around Philadelphia, close to 5 inches of snow. And here you can see south and east of the city. We continue to update these because it's still snowing right now. 5 inches there in Newcastle County, 6 in Kent County, even toward the coast, about 4 inches of snow in Cape May County. So we'll continue to update the list as we get those reports. We're also able to pass along that visibility is improving greatly at this hour. At one point, we were down to a half of a mile of visibility. We still have a few more hours. The snow is exiting the coast by about 7 o'clock, and behind this, temperatures fall into the teens tonight, so any slush left over freezes, and then we have the blowing snow and the cold that ushers in behind it, Adam.
Yeah, and the reason why we saw some of that slush during the day today, even when you have a snowstorm, you're still getting solar radiation coming through the cloud cover, so it can kind of, slush up some surfaces. Now that the sun is about to set, things are going to ice over very quickly with temperatures below freezing area-wide. Even at the shore, we're at 30, 31 degrees. The winds will become the star of the show late tonight, and that's dropping wind chills now in the teens for the city. Wilmington, Millville, 9 up into the Poconos, and those numbers just continue to crash as that Arctic air comes in. We're talking 8 below by morning in the Poconos, single digits all the way into South Jersey, Dover, 8 degrees as you wake up tomorrow morning, and little wiggle room here even as we get into the afternoon tomorrow. 8 below in the Poconos, near 10 degrees Delaware Valley down to the south, and with those whipping winds, this is that very fine powder snow that's going to blow around off the trees, the roofs, along the ground, so that will create some blowing of that snow as well. Also a frostbite concern. Haven't chatted about this in quite some time, with wind chills mainly in the single digits tomorrow night. Bundle up the kids if they're going skiing or sledding with those gusts to 35 miles an hour, because exposed skin could freeze in 30 to 45 minutes. So that is something of concern here as we go into tonight, tomorrow night, even on Sunday morning. Brittany will be back, Rick, with a more wetter, warmer 7-day forecast.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. In Trenton, New Jersey, workers were busy all morning long shoveling and then salting the sidewalks outside the State House. The action cam also captured a pretty shot as snow fell on the Trenton Makes Bridge. And some geese we found enjoying a cold float in the river below. This weather's definitely for the birds, sorry, right?
Oh, yes.
Rodney Squared Wilmington was a good place to take the dog for a walk in the snow today. And crews were working hard to keep the walkways clear here as well. All right, let's head out now to Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson in Manayunk. Sharifa, the sea making a huge effort to keep the roads clear tonight. And Mayor Parker giving an update on the Philadelphia snow situation just about an hour ago, huh?
Yeah, Rick, we heard from her not too long ago, and she says the city, they are doing everything that they absolutely can to stay on top of this. She says that they will continue to work until all the roads are clear. And we have seen some significant progress, especially in Manayunk and some of these side roads. A few hours ago, you could not see the blacktop of this street. We've seen countless salt trucks and plows go by trying to clear the area, but it's still quite slick in some areas. A lot of work still needs to be done to keep up with all the snow and ice. This car on Pennsauken Street was no match for this steep, snow-covered hill. It's the story of Manayunk, where there are so many, and with most cars parked. These college students are taking advantage of the unusually quiet street and using their first snow day to get creative.
We don't have anything, and I was like, trash bags will let us slide down, and it's all ice up here. Basically, just a trash bag on the bottom, trash bag on the top, maybe a little dish soap.
But while there's fun to be had, Cheyenne Pazinza learned quick enough.
They're like, oh, your car got hit. So I came outside, and he was like back in his car, and he's like, is that yours? Yeah, it was mine.
Her car a casualty of the icy and hard to maneuver street. Snow started to stick to the blacktop of the already snowy and icy roads fast, where besides the constant flakes, there was another constant sight noticed throughout Manayunk and Roxborough neighborhoods this afternoon. As 400 pieces of equipment were on a roll salting and plowing throughout the city.
We are doing our best to address these issues as quickly as we possibly can, but as long as it takes us to get it done.
Manayunk is full of special challenges, but snow removal now a priority, while some people are trying to get ahead of the snowstorm. If nothing else, the snow is offering a chance for others to enjoy something we haven't experienced in a while.
I'm a February baby. This is what I live for. I love the snow.
Yeah, a ton of people out and about to enjoy this snow day, and it's still snowing very lightly. If you are walking, especially, you want to be careful on some of these side roads and also the sidewalks. You'll want to take it slow. We're live in Manayunk. Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6, Action News. Shari.
All right, thanks for showing us the conditions there, Sharifa. Well, in Pennsauken, Camden County, cars were moving along pretty good. This on Route 130 this afternoon. A lot of snow falling, but the roads were just wet, not too slick. Drivers were able to get where they needed to go. Of course, those plow trucks out and about. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher joins us now in Bucks County. And Brianna, the Doylestown area is getting a good amount of snow today.
Yeah, definitely, Shari. It's tapering off a little bit now, but we are outside the Mercer Museum, and if you live in Doylestown, this is the place to be on a snow day. We have seen families and kids out here all day. As you can see, they're still out here soaking up every last bit of this snowfall. After a very long snow drought, families in Bucks County are happy to be enjoying the snow.
Love the winter. Absolutely love the snow. Sledding with the kids, having a good time.
The kids don't plan on stopping anytime soon. It's been a while since they've had a snow day.
Until my face gets pale. Until I get covered with snow.
As the white fluffy snow fell throughout the day, a few people made their way out in Doylestown.
Love the weather. I miss the snow. I'm so glad to see it come down.
Clearing their cars, taking their dogs for a walk. We even spotted a runner. While most of the shops closed today, pizza shop Giovanni's on State is open for business.
You could say one of those people where they respect the hours. So if our hours are on our menu, we're going to be here no matter what.
As the snow tapers off and the temperatures begin to drop, crews in Bucks County will continue working around the clock. Officials urge drivers to take things slow.
We recommend if they can keep a safe distance between themselves and the car in front of them, that's a very wise move to make.
Take it easy, give the plow trucks room, and don't pull out in front of them because they can't stop just like you can.
I have a feeling these kids are going to be here for a while now. As we've been saying all day, as these temperatures continue to drop overnight, the slushy spots that are still on the road, they are going to freeze. So if you do have to travel, be extra careful and take things slow. For now, we're live in Doylestown. Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6, Action News. Rick, Shari.
All right, Brianna, thank you.
Thanks, Brianna.
Also in Bucks County, here's a look at the side roads in Warminster. You can see plows had been out here in the area of Henry Avenue and Birch Road, plows, but the streets were still a little slushy today, so drivers may want to take it easy through this part of Bucks County tonight.
Now to some of the photos that have been coming in of glimpses with the snow. Mark Hafer sent us a picture of his kitty, Cece, wondering what exactly was happening outside. This is Cece peering out the window at Lincoln University, trying to catch the snow.
And 3-year-old Molly Rafferty tried to catch snowflakes on her tongue outside of her home in Ardsley, Montgomery County. Her mom, Colleen, tells us she has been asking when it was going to snow since July. Well, she got her wish, but for others, snow's kind of hard to swallow.
Yeah,
for sure.
She's soaking it up for sure.
Much more ahead on Action News. We're continuing our coverage of the winter storm tonight.
Let's take a live look now through Sky 6, and this is the view at the Philadelphia International Airport. Up next, we head there to find out how the storm is impacting air travel, and we'll get another look at the snow totals. That and more when we come back.
All right, Mobile 6 is on the move tonight. traveling live here in Haverford, Delaware County. And you can see the neighborhood streets covered with snow. There's someone who is doing a little shoveling.
Oh, yeah.
But again, the secondary streets seem to be the big problem this evening. And you do want to be careful if you are driving through many neighborhoods, especially here in Haverford, Delaware County at this hour.
Yeah, good idea if you are heading out to do some driving to just take it slow, especially on the side streets, just like the one we just saw.
Air travel, though, has, of course, been plagued with trouble all day today because of the wintry conditions.
Action News reporter John Paul live for us now at PHL. And John, a lot of delays and cancellations for flyers.
There are, Shari, Rick. In fact, in the last 30 minutes, the FAA issued what's known as a ground delay. So that means any flights coming into PHL are being held at their origin airport because they're basically overloaded here. And the problem isn't getting to the airport. I mean, we're at departures now. The roads are fine. They've been treating the roads. There's salt all over the sidewalks. The problem is when you step inside PHL. This is what I've been watching people do all day. They come in here and they're checking out their departure boards. That's where we're seeing all those delays and cancellations tonight. Despite inches of snow on the ground, Philadelphia International Airport was still a hotbed of activity today as giant plows worked to keep the runways clear so planes could still operate in this wintry weather.
We've been treating the runways, clearing them with our plows. Our crews were here at midnight and just starting the process.
Even with all their hard work, the arrivals and departures boards look like this. Dozens of flights canceled today, more than 300 delayed.
And that will cause delays and cancellations for the next couple of days. And that's why we always tell people you have to be in touch with your airline.
That means passengers are left in limbo, trying to find another way to get to their destinations. We met Andrea trying to fly home to Germany. She just found out her connecting flight to Chicago is canceled, so she's not sure what to do.
We're trying the best to reach someone, but it looks like no one is working. I don't know. Maybe I need to stay till Monday.
Others are taking it in stride.
They said it's going on at 5 o'clock, but who knows with this snow right now?
Yeah.
Might be 6 o'clock, might be 7 o'clock, might be 8 o'clock. I might just have to pitch a tent in this airport and just hang out here until my flight takes off.
Mike Gaboff is flying to West Palm Beach, Florida. He's hoping it doesn't end up canceled so he can switch out of his winter clothes.
As soon as I go to West Palm, all this is coming off, dude. I'm going to my Speedo.
Tell you what, Mike had the right idea. His flight was delayed, though. So are so many tonight, especially with that FAA ground delay. If you're supposed to pick anyone up from the airport tonight, they're going to be late. Live at Philadelphia International, John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Rick, Shari.
All right, pitch a tent at the airport. Who knows?
Okay, we'll look for that. John, thanks.
Yeah, all right,
it's been fun.
John. All right, from the skies to the roads, let's take a look at the Friday evening commute in this wintry weather out there.
Gina Gannon standing by in the Action News Traffic Center. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Hey, guys. You know, overall, not a bad commute. You can see your live look here on the Ben Franklin Bridge. Now, make sure you're taking it easy. Definitely go slower. Allow for more space in between vehicles. But for the most part, roadways and conditions right now are not bad traffic-wise. But again, the conditions on the roadways, you definitely want to take it easy for. But overall, we're not seeing any delays, nothing major in terms of speed sensors and all of that. So you definitely are in for a nice ride if you do have to go out because you're not really running into much traffic at all. You can see here 42 at 295. Looks like the weather stopped in this area. So just again, be careful. You might run into some slick spots here, but looks like just a slight tapping as folks are just slowing up to make their way on through. Staying in New Jersey in Princeton, we still have an accident. Actually, it's a closure because of the weather on Cherry Valley Road between Heather Lane and Great Road. So be careful there. Now, I want to take you to Northeast Philadelphia. Here on 95, right by Cottman Avenue. You can see it's going to be lonely out there. Not a lot of cars, especially if you're traveling out on this northbound side here. So not an issue at all. I'm going to show you your travel times. I mean, look at this. You're in the green during a rush hour. So you can see 15 minutes on that northbound side, and you can see 57. So cars really aren't going as quick as they should, and that is a good thing. So we're happy to see that. Rick and Shari.
All right, we're happy too.
Yes.
Thank you, Gina. All right, time now to get the full forecast as that AccuWeather alert continues tonight.
Yeah, of course, we're wondering what the snow totals are looking like and how much longer the system will be here.
Not much longer. but then it's about the cold that's going to be setting in. And if we look outside this evening, Sky 6 alive toward Independence Hall, you can see a lot of the snow is tapered off. We might still have a leftover flurry or two, but the worst of the storm here in Philadelphia has ended. But now we bring our attention to the AccuWeather alert for Saturday. Look at the temperatures and the wind chills. We have our temperatures here on the top as we go from Saturday into Sunday. Temperatures very cold, but look below that. Those are our wind chill values. How it's going to feel, single digits to maybe up to 10 and 11 degrees, both Saturday into Sunday morning. So now we're turning our attention to the dangerous cold that sets in behind this storm. Storm Tracker 6 live radar showing that a lot of the activity north and west, it's over. Again, there's maybe a flurry left over, but most of the activity is now east of Philadelphia here, mostly east of the I-95 corridor, where we still have some light to moderate snow still falling throughout parts of Cumberland County, also north and east up to Burlington County, coastal areas. It's still snowing there. Maybe you pick up another ½ of an inch to an inch of snow, but this is really starting to taper off at this point. Snowfall totals. Here we go. Middletown, Dover, Delaware, about 6 inches of snow there, 5.9 inches of Belmont Plateau around Philadelphia, Gibbstown 5.5 inches, Norristown in Montgomery County 5.2. And in Voorhees, about 5 inches of snow. So the forecast pretty spot on in terms of snowfall. Again, we still have a couple more hours before things completely wrap up for some of you, but the cold has not left all day. It's 28 in Reading, 28 degrees in Toms River, 28 degrees in Dover. Even at the shore, temperatures are below freezing. And you'll notice with satellite and radar, these last couple of hours, that snow area kind of shifting its way south and east. And as we get you through the next, let's say 1 to 3 hours here, notice the snowfall really winds down. You just have those leftover flurries and you still have the cold temperatures. How low do we go? 18 degrees tonight here in Philadelphia. Brutal winds coming in out of the north and west, and that's with us as we take you into your Saturday. So the call from AccuWeather, just a downright cold day, temperatures in the 20s, but with that wind, it will feel between 5 and 10 degrees. Future trackers showing 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Again, those wind chill values 10 to 11 degrees at best. Even as we take you into Sunday, we still have brutal wind chills to deal with first thing in the morning, and then we're talking wind chill values into the afternoon in the teens and 20s. So we've got this Arctic air to deal with for the weekend. The AccuWeather alert for bitter cold temperatures and wind chills Saturday. Sunday, still a cold wind, still below average temperatures, 31. We're rebounding on Monday, sunshine and a few clouds, and then get used to the clouds. 43 on Tuesday. Rick and Shari, it looks like mid to late next week. It's cloudy, much milder, with a few chances of rain.
Okay.
50s, though.
Yeah, we like it. Thank you, Britt. Quick break, more Action News when we come right back. Stay with us.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, now continues.
Snow day for the region as our details on the AccuWeather alert is in place across the area. The snow continues to fall this hour, but it's moving out.
Some areas, although, have gotten 6 inches of snow already. As we go live to Sky 6, this is a live look at Ocean City from our AtTheShore.com camera, and you can see snow on the beach and the boardwalk. It's kind of a lonely scene, but a wintry scene here at the Jersey Shore.
Here at 5:30, we have live team coverage from King of Prussia to Delaware, and we'll check on the roads through Mobile 6. It's on the move. But first, let's head over to meteorologist Brittany with a look at the forecast and that bitter cold that's moving in, Britt.
Oh, yeah, we're already starting to feel it. And speaking of the shore, we've had reports of up to 4 inches all the way toward the coast. So it's been a snow event for all. And you can see the view tonight. Sky 6 live looking toward the battleship New Jersey. We have the flag blowing in the distance there, the snow on the ground. And yes, we're feeling that chill outside. It's 28 degrees, but we have that northwesterly wind right now at 14 miles per hour, making it feel like it's just 17. The snow has really tapered off around Camden, Philadelphia, points north and west. Still a couple of flurries out there, but the main activity activity is east of the city here. Still some light to moderate snow falling, and this is going to be tapering off within the next couple of hours, but still be concerned about maybe some slippery and snow-covered roads out this way, especially some of the secondary roads. Temperatures right now, the wind chill values 17 in Philadelphia. Look at some of this colder air across the Central Plains. This is our next round of Arctic air that'll be moving through. It feels like 8 below in the Twin Cities, 14 below in Davenport, 11 below in Bismarck, North Dakota. And look at how low we go here heading into future tracker wind chills. By tomorrow afternoon, it feels like just 9 here in Philadelphia. So we have another AccuWeather alert tomorrow. I'll let you guys know when our temperatures recover and when we have some rain in the forecast coming up with the next update.
All right, Britt, thank you. Parts of Newcastle County, Delaware are seeing some of the highest snow totals across the region today. Action News reporter Leland Pender live for us now in Wilmington with a look at the conditions there. Leland.
Sorry, coming down all day nonstop, and right now it's still going. It's been all hands on deck for road crews. Even now, they are still out clearing highways, roads, and sidewalks right here in downtown Wilmington. It's the first major snow in more than 2 years in the Delaware Valley. Krista Anderson navigates the streets of Trolley Square in Wilmington very carefully.
A lot of people did not do their sidewalks from the last snow, which is a shame. So now it's icy, and this is on top of the ice.
Anderson is out admiring the scenery.
It's beautiful. It's been a long time since we've had this.
Just around the corner, snow blowers, snow shovels, and snow plows keep sidewalks and roads as clear as possible. DelDOT crews are spread out across the state, especially in the north. The speed limit on 495 in Newcastle County was reduced to 45 miles per hour. Major roads like Naaman's Road and Claymont are clear, but it's easy to see the difference on secondary roads like Marsh Road in North Wilmington. On those major roads, DelDOT is asking for the public's help after a driver hit a snowplow earlier in the day.
Please stay several car lengths back. Don't try to pass them, and let them do their job so they can get these roads clear as fast as possible.
In the meantime, kids are finally getting to break out their sleds.
We actually got these sleds for Christmas last year.
Here at Rockwood Park, they want the snow to pile up as high as possible.
This is like the best hill in the area.
So certainly a good day for some of the kids and maybe some of the kids at heart as well. I can tell you tonight the Delaware Emergency Management Agency along with DelDOT have issued travel advisories for this evening into the night as those temperatures fall and might cause some freezing on the roads and also a low visibility due to all the snow that we've seen today. But for now, we're live here in downtown Wilmington. Leland Pender, Channel 6 Action News. Rick?
All right, Leland, thank you for that report. Well, snow plows have been out clearing the road since early this morning. The action cam was there as trucks made their way along Stewart's Court here in Phoenixville. Meanwhile, Philadelphia leaders are urging drivers to stay home and give snowplows a chance to clear off the roads. They say this will also allow first responders to get to people who need help or emergency assistance. Action reporter Aliana Gomez joining us live from Mobile 6 in Wynwood with a look at the conditions there at this hour. Hi, Aliana.
Hi, Rick. Yeah, at least the snow has stopped here. We're kind of heading into Ballykinwood right now, right off of Newfield Way. And the roads, these small little roads, these secondary roads and the neighborhood streets and the hilly roads especially have been a little bit treacherous to navigate today. I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see what we're talking about. As you can see here, these small roads have not been plowed. They've been kind of turning to slush, and as those temperatures drop, they're going to turn to ice. We've been seeing people spinning out today, but overall, everybody seems to be enjoying the snow.
It was really bad. I couldn't get out.
Neighbors in Elkins Park were spinning out and digging out after today's storm brought a couple of inches of snow to the Delaware Valley. This Montgomery County mother was spinning out at the base of her driveway. Luckily, her neighbors stepped in to help shovel the snow so she could get back up.
We haven't slid out, but we have seen some cars around here sliding, especially this morning.
Most people ditched the car and ventured outside with sleds and tubes so the whole family can enjoy gliding through the powdery winter wonderland.
Belarus is a country with a lot of snow, and we just miss snow a lot. And this year, we just enjoy so much.
Yeah, those driveways are really tough, especially in some areas of Montgomery County when they're on an incline. So if you have a driveway like that, make sure you shovel it out first so you're not spinning your tires. Another thing I want to mention, too, is that as those temperatures drop overnight, really want to get out there and try to clean the snow off of your car. Put those windshield wipers up and out so they don't freeze overnight. That way you have less of a mess to deal with over the weekend. For now, we're live in Valley Kenwood. Aliana Gomez, Channel 6, Action News. Shari, we'll send it back to you.
All right, sounds good. Aliana, you be careful out there. Parts of Montgomery County are also experiencing higher snow totals today, but that's not stopping people from venturing outside. Action News reporter Caroline Goggin live for us now in King of Prussia with an update on the roads from there. Caroline.
Well, Shari, the snow has pretty much ended here in King of Prussia this evening. It was a really pretty day out here today, and the roads near us, they actually look pretty good. Take a look at Route 202 and Gulf Road. You can see the roads are wet. There's a little bit of slush out there, but overall, not too bad. We know that local county and state crews have been working all day long to keep these roads clear, and we caught up with some kids earlier today who spent the entire day having a good time. 3, 2, 1, go! For the second time this week, these kids got to enjoy a snow day in Wayne.
I enjoyed the snow day a lot. I like sledding with my friends. I used to live in Texas, so it never snowed there, so it's fun to see it.
As the snow blanketed Odorosio Park, families came out with their snow gear and sleds.
Not as great as for sledding, but it's still fun to jump in it. We haven't got snow in a long time.
In nearby Montgomery County, officials say it is all hands on deck to tackle this winter weather.
We're in good hands with those teams out there making sure the roads stay clear.
Jesse King deals with the county's roads and bridges team. They have 16 vehicles out maintaining 75 miles of county-owned roads.
They were up around 4 o'clock this morning to begin salting and prepping the roads, and then we'll be on call just about throughout the day until the event ends.
As they work, some are out trying to navigate the roads. While most of the main roads were clear, the side streets didn't fare as well.
That was slippery. It was slippery.
Eric Sweet drove from Willow Grove to KOP this afternoon. He says he's already done with this weather.
Over the snow. I'm good.
But these kids can't get enough of it.
That's super nice. We haven't had snow in a while.
All right, back out here live in King of Prussia this evening. We've been on 202 today, 422, and the Schuylkill Expressway. I can tell you all of those major roads, they have been clear. The side roads, though, as Eliana said, they're a bit of a mess right now. Here in Upper Marion Township, they have about 400 streets to plow. They say right now their first focus is on the primary roads, including the bus routes. We are live in King of Prussia. I'm Caroline Goggin, Channel 6 Action News. Rick and Shari.
Caroline, thank you. As always, you can keep the free 6ABC app handy to keep an eye on the up-to-the-minute forecast.
You can also follow along with the snow totals across the Delaware Valley. Time now to see how traffic is moving. There is, of course, less volume out there, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, and one more time, Gina Gannon with the very latest on the commute home, and not necessarily problem-free, but not a big significant problem as well, Gina, right?
That's right. You know, overall, we have some obviously snow issues, although things are looking a lot better, which always impacts the roadways. But right now, I'd say light volume, it really shouldn't be too bad. But we did run into one new issue if you're traveling out into the area of Bucks County in Upper Southampton Township. We have a crash completely closing Bridgetown Pike between Buck Road and Bristol Road. Now, we're seeing a down pole and down wires with this because of this accident. We believe that the vehicle spun out and actually hit that pole, so it really kind of created a mess. And Bridgetown Pike's pretty busy secondary roadway, so just be careful if that is where you're traveling. But on to the Vine Street Expressway here at the Schuylkill. Volume is light for the Vine Street Expressway and for the Schuylkill Expressway on a Friday. So looks like folks are taking advantage of the snow day. And you can see if you are heading out, I mean, you're moving along at a really nice clip, but still take it easy out there. Like we said, as temperatures drop, it could definitely get slick out there. So just be careful. Here's the Schuylkill at the Vine, and you can see how nicely you are moving along. So if you do have to travel out there, you're not really running into many issues delay-wise, because you can see overall it's 16 minutes on that eastbound side and westbound just 18 between the Blue Route and the Vine. Rick and Shari.
All right.
That's good.
Gina, thank you again. Have a nice weekend.
You too. It's the big story of the day, so let's take another live look outside at the snow.
All right, this time we're at Spring Mountain Adventures in Montgomery County, and you can see all the skiers and snowboarders up on the mountain in Schwenksville. This is their kind of weather. They've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's here.
They're showing off. I love it.
All right, let's get another check of that AccuWeather forecast tonight. We're focusing on the snow right now, but there is bitter cold on the way after the storm tomorrow.
Yeah, meteorologist Brittany Boyer live here now in the Weather Center for us, and you guys are on top of it with the snow totals and now, of course, the frigid temps.
Yeah, it's kind of a 1-2 punch with this. You get the snow and then you get the cold. Let's start off with the snowfall totals. We've been getting updates really by the minute from the National Weather Service. Across Pennsylvania, the majority of the snow is over. A few flurries left over up at Huff's Church up there in Berks County, 3 inches of snow. Richboro, 4.5 inches. Drexel Hill, right around 4.5 inches. Parts of Chester County, 5 inches in the Downingtown area. Over 4 in King of Prussia. Mount Pocono, actually not a whole lot of snow up that way, close to 1.5 inches. And then as we work our way into New Jersey and Delaware, that's where we've been seeing some 6-inch reports. So Dover's one of them, 5.5 inches in Bear. Medford, 5 inches. And you can see all the way toward the coast around Summers Point, close to 4.5 inches. And that's where we continue to deal with the snow this evening. Notice north and west, there's not much going on. Couple of flurries, very light snow showers, but we continue to track this as it kind of works its way to the east here. So we've been talking about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. A lot of this really winding down. And if we look at the broad view here, you can see there's just a couple of snow flurries and snow showers well off to our north and west. But the majority of the storm, it's moving out, and that Arctic air, it's moving in. We've been below freezing for a while now. 28 degrees in Philadelphia, 25 in Chalfont, 28 degrees in Middletown, even down into Cape May County, temperatures right around 30 degrees. So the call from AccuWeather for tonight, we see the snow ending. And then that Arctic cold moves in. Look at the temperatures tonight. These are actual air temperatures up in the Lehigh Valley, 16 degrees, 18 in Lancaster, all the way toward our coast. Our temperatures remaining well below freezing tonight. Now, taking you into the forecast for tomorrow, the big weather headline is the wind chills are going to be pretty chilly, and that wind is going to be very chilly, coming in out of the north and west, at times gusting 30 to even 35 miles per hour. So while we're losing the snow that's coming down now, the snow's still going to be on the ground tomorrow. We're bringing in that Arctic air. You can see this dominant area of high pressure across the middle of the country. Just 25 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow, feeling like we're in the single digits and the teens. And by Sunday, it really doesn't improve a whole lot. We're up to 31 degrees. We have sunshine as high pressure moves closer to us, but we still have winds gusting up to about 30 miles per hour, bringing us those wind chill values in the teens. That's for the end of the weekend. If you're looking for some warmer weather, well, look no further. By the end of the month, the Climate Prediction Center isn't really hinting to any big cold snaps from coast to coast. Looks like we have a good consensus of above average temperatures, so something to look forward to. Your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, the AccuWeather alert for tomorrow's bitter cold, wind chill values in the single digits and the teens. Sunday, again, it's not much better. We still have a cold wind, sunny skies, temperatures below freezing, and then we're finally getting back above that freezing mark on Monday. Sunshine and high clouds. The clouds really start to dominate starting on Tuesday. Temperatures in the low 40s, and then we're going to be watching for some rain chances starting Wednesday. It looks like it could be steadier on Thursday with a high of 49. And dare I say 50s by the end of next week.
You can dare. Go ahead. What dare you?
Talk about a little bit of a pattern change around here, going from accumulating snow back into that cloudy, rainy pattern.
I think we will deserve it by the time it gets here.
I'd say that's right.
Thank you, Britt.
Thank you.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Deuces Rogers, meteorologist Cecily Tynick, and Brian Taft.
We are in the final stretch now. From the time most of us woke up today, we've been treated to a very pretty, very persistent winter storm blanketing the region in an inches thick coating of snow. And while most got to watch it from the couch or perhaps enjoy it on a sled, those who did venture out found the roads a little bit less inviting today. Right now, the snow is tapering off. But up next, a bitter blast to start the weekend. Good evening. It is Friday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is still falling all around me. We have come outside here to the yard at the 6 ABC studios. where, like your yard or the street in front of your home, we've got several inches of fresh, fluffy, white snow. Just as AccuWeather predicted, it's been an all-day event. We've got live team coverage on the impact here tonight. We'll check in all around the region, from the city to the suburbs, down to the shore. John Paul, Chad Predelli, Becca Hendrickson, Brianna Gallagher, all standing by right now. But we're going to begin now with the latest on the storm itself. Moving out, as we said, Adam Joseph now live in the Weather Center in for Cecily tonight. Adam, we've got this backwards. You should be out here, not me.
Yeah, right. It's nice to see you outside in the elements. You can still see some of those flurries floating around you, Brian. And we do have a few of those in the western suburbs, but the accumulating snow for most of us, it is over at this time. Millville about to see its last flakes falling as well. Atlantic City, the shore, Long Beach Island to Cape May, still accumulating snow there with some bands of light to moderate snow, but it will be exiting the coast here within the hour. As we look at our county map, the numbers you see here are the max amounts where we had the highest totals in those particular counties. In general, we had 2 to 4 inches to the north. The highest was 4.1 in Reading, highest 2.8 in Allentown. The highest in Montgomery County, 6 inches we could find in Philadelphia, the Belmont Plateau, the higher part of Philadelphia County, near 6 inches. Trenton, 4 inches. In general, it was around 4 inches in the heart of this region, but the max we could find in Newcastle County was 6, 5 there in Camden, 5 in Atlantic County. Even Kent County overachieved in those far southern areas at 6 inches. Next up are those brutal Arctic winter winds. In fact, frostbite concern here this weekend. Gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour. Wind chills will stay mainly in the single digits tonight, tomorrow night, into Sunday morning. So bundle up the kiddos, yourselves, if you're going skiing or sledding, because if you have exposed skin, it could freeze when you get that frostbite in 30 to 45 minutes. Brian will have much more on that 7-day forecast where we'll warm it up and it turns wet next week.
Okay, Adam, see you shortly. Okay. Thank you. Sky 6 now with a live look over Dilworth Park in Center City. City Hall, a somewhat idyllic backdrop to the snowfall there tonight. Philadelphia is still under a snow emergency right now. That went into effect just about 7 o'clock this morning. That means anyone who did not move their car off emergency routes might have found it moved for them. Yes, tow trucks were out in full force as well today. Action News reporter Chad Predelli live in Rittenhouse Square tonight. Chad, the mayor spoke a short time ago about the plan for the storm heading into tonight.
Yeah, Brian, the mayor says the cleanup is well underway. So far, so good, but she says more work is ahead. The sound of tires and slush echoed through Rittenhouse this afternoon. Accumulation on the roads was minimal on the main city arteries. Brine did its work, but other smaller side streets like Van Pelt are not as clear. And Mayor Sherrell Parker warned late this afternoon, we're not out of the woods yet.
We are nowhere near done. The winter storm is here, and the roads that are drivable now are going to become undrivable this evening.
She could not give a timeline when all the streets would be cleared, but says city workers are putting in long hours.
There are no timelines. We are going to do whatever it takes to clear our streets as long as it takes.
Snowpack was plenty on grassy areas. Kids built forts or did their best at sledding. What's the best part about a snow day?
Playing in the snow.
No school?
That too.
But snow isn't for everyone.
The Eagles got annihilated. We get snow. Things like just typical Philly.
Philadelphia has had much deeper dig-outs, but the mayor is still asking for cooperation.
My message today is clear. Stay home again if you can.
And if you see those roads, you have quite a bit of slush on them. But again, the temperatures are plummeting well below freezing, and they can freeze up in a hurry, so be careful out there. Live in Rittenhouse Square, Chad Predelli, Channel 6, Action News. Brian?
Okay, Chad, thank you. Mobile 6 is on the move tonight, navigating Green Lane live in Manayunk. If you had to drive anywhere today, you know, the main roads were largely manageable. It's those side streets pretty much everywhere that are still really challenging, from fishtailing to spinning out on even the slightest hill, perhaps even slighter than this one. Driving tonight is not recommended. Philadelphia International Airport has seen perhaps the biggest impact from this event today. Dozens of flights delayed and canceled. That's where we find Action News reporter John Paul tonight. John, there's bound to be a ripple effect at the airport tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly, Brian. It's a domino effect. If a crew needs to fly a plane out of Philly tomorrow, but they're stuck at another airport, there's going to be some big problems. Now, the problems are not getting here. We've got these roads here at departure. They are just fine. In fact, you probably slip on the salt before you slip on any sort of ice. Here's the real issue, is when you come into the airport and you take a look at the departure boards and the arrival boards, that's where you find your cancellations and delays. Since midnight, these crews have been clearing the runways at Philadelphia International Airport. This afternoon, they had their work cut out for them with snow piling up and more coming down. Plow operators didn't even get a break today, operating as flights were still taking off.
We've been treating the runways, clearing them with our plows.
Even with all their hard work, the arrivals and departures boards look like this. Dozens of flights canceled today, more than 300 delayed.
It's not like a one and done thing. I wish it could say that. But, you know, it could be clear here tomorrow, just a little cold. But, you know, crews and equipment can't get in today.
That means passengers are left in limbo, trying to find another way to get to their destinations.
Apparently, I just found out my flight's delayed.
Mike Gaboff is flying to West Palm Beach, Florida. He's hoping it doesn't end up canceled so he can switch out of his winter clothes.
As soon as I go to West Palm, all this is coming off, dude. I'm going to my Speedo.
Good news for him. It looks like his plane did take off. But look at this board. These are the arrivals. You see a lot of delays there, and that is because the FAA issued what's known as a ground delay. Any flights that are supposed to come to Philadelphia International from another airport are being held there. That's because they don't want to have a big backlog of flights here at Philadelphia International. For now, we are live at Philly International. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Okay, John, thank you. Of course, maneuvering the streets of Manayunk can be challenging, even in normal conditions. So today, of course, what fell today made it a little bit trickier for residents. This is Pennsdale Street, where drivers found it extra difficult to make their way down the steep, snow-covered hill. A good day to find out if those anti-lock brakes are up to snuff. These snow conditions may not be ideal for us, but they're pretty close to perfect for Olaf, the action cam in Haddonfield today, where this ice sculpture of the Frozen favorite was thriving. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson live in Cherry Hill tonight. Becca, South Jersey was expected to see the widest range of snowfall today, from 1 to 6 inches, I think, and a statewide state of emergency is still in effect tonight.
Brian, NJ Dot crews tell me that state of emergency actually helped them out with these past two storms, really, because it gave them access to more resources. Now, this is the lightest snow that we've seen so far today in Cherry Hill, but we're not out of the woods yet, and I want to show you why. It's these roads. They're clear, but they're very wet, and we have that deep freeze coming. While most drivers stayed off the snowy South Jersey roads, this ATV rider couldn't resist the weather. Hi. And neither could these Haddonfield tweens.
Well, we didn't get any snow last year like this, so I guess it's really amazing.
It's also the first time in almost 2 years Camden County is using its stockpile of salt and road treatment.
Just be mindful, we haven't had snow in a couple years, so we had to start preparing again earlier, having meetings and having snow prep meetings just to get ready for this event. And it snowed basically twice this week.
They say the storm earlier in the week gave them a head start on treating roads. Statewide, NJ Dot says it has 4,000 pieces of equipment out, keeping major highways passable. In Haddonfield, Jack Russell still chose to walk to his haircut for a wedding tomorrow.
Probably. I just didn't want to hear about it tomorrow, so I just cut my losses and made sure it happened today.
Today, crews are asking drivers to stay clear of plows, but this weekend the town hopes the streets are full of Bluey and Olaf fans for Winterfest.
The snow should be ending shortly, hopefully, and the DPW crews will get the roads nice and clean and be safe for everybody to travel tomorrow.
And Brian, we're about as frozen as Olaf after a full day out here in the snow. Now, crews are still going to be out tonight, salting and brining, keeping these roads safe. If you see them, of course, give them plenty of space. Live here in Cherry Hill, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Okay, very good, Becca. Thank you. This was, of course, the exact opposite of a beach day. Still, the snow did not stop one family from heading out at the shore today. This is the beach in Ventnor. One guy jogging, but you can see a bundled up family enjoyed playing in the snowy sand next to the salty and we imagine very, very chilly surf. Well, today's snowfall was gratefully easier to shovel than what we got Monday night into Tuesday. It may be more snow, but it's a lot lighter, not nearly as wet and heavy. But if you've not already cleared your driveway or sidewalk, word of advice, you might want to do it tonight. We'll be back in the deep freeze tomorrow, so any remaining snow is going to turn rock solid. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher live in Doylestown tonight. Brianna, it won't be quite as comfortable to be outside tomorrow, but boy, the kids had a blast today.
Yeah, Brian, those temperatures are going to drop, as we've been saying, but kids and families, they're still out. We're outside of Mercer Museum here in Doylestown, and if you're from Doylestown, this is the place to be, the place to sled, where families still are here right now. Meanwhile, crews are still treating the roads to make sure they are safe for drivers. Taking a pit stop to fuel up.
This is just a start.
How many hours do you anticipate to be working today?
Probably 10 or 12.
Crews got right to work this morning. After a very long snow drought, they're happy to see snow-covered roads.
It's white money falling out of the sky.
Plow trucks worked quickly to clear the streets, but officials in Bucks County are still urging drivers to take things slow.
We recommend if they can keep a safe distance between themselves and the car in front of them, that's a very wise move to make.
All this snow means a snow day for the kids, and they couldn't be happier.
No school today, no work, just gonna have fun with the kids.
The kids don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Until my face gets pale. Until I get covered with snow.
As the white fluffy snow fell throughout the day, people, dogs, and even a runner ventured out in Doylestown.
There's not a lot of traffic out, so we had to come out today for a doctor's appointment, which went amazingly well.
Most of the stores in town closed their doors for the day, but pizza shop Giovanni's on State is open and making sure it's safe for their hungry customers.
Just try to keep the sidewalk clean. As you saw it earlier, we're putting some salt. We keep shoveling.
As the snow tapered off and temperatures began to drop, the work for crews in Bucks County isn't over yet.
Take it easy, give the plow trucks room, and don't pull out in front of them. Because they can't stop just like you can.
So we've been saying this all day as the temperatures begin to drop overnight. You guys can see anything that's on the roadways, that slush, remaining little bit of wet snow, that is going to freeze. So if you do have to travel, just be sure to take your time and leave plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. For now, we're live in Doylestown. Brianna Gallagher, Channel 6, Action News. Brian?
Okay, safe travels to you, Brianna, as well. Thank you. And still ahead here on a Friday night, more of our winter storm coverage and what comes next. Adam.
Yeah, those brutal winter winds throughout tomorrow, even into Sunday. But we're going to turn things around for the warmer later in that 7-day forecast.
Now to some of the great photos you've been sending us all day long. Today, before they shoveled out their Upper Darby driveway, this trio, Rihan, Aliyah, and Ishan, took some time to play in the snow. They made some snow angels there. And check out Grant Goldman and his friend Jack Palshow enjoying a day of sledding with their brothers in Doylestown today. And we're told that Grant's grandparents, Goldie and Bull, have a really good sledding hill in their own backyard. Lucky kids right there.
Oh, smiles.
My kids were off today. Your kids were off today. And it was the perfect kind of snow to enjoy on a snow day.
It really was. My kiddos, they had the 2-hour virtual, class.
Yeah.
And then they went out and they had a ball this afternoon, as they should be.
Yeah.
Yes, let's take a look right now, live on Sky 6. Great visibility. The snow has stopped falling in the city, and many roadways fared very well today. You just have black pavement there right in front of City Hall, or I should say Independence Hall. And now we're talking about those temperatures that are going to really drop off here. In fact, tomorrow morning, 19 in the city with a wind chill of 9. And notice all day tomorrow, going into tomorrow night, and then it ends there on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. It's still barely going to be out of the single digits for an extended period of time, those wind chills starting tonight going through the upcoming weekend. Maybe a flurry in the air or two across the Delaware Valley, the state of Delaware, into parts of the Lehigh Valley, but the accumulating snow is now ending right along the coastline from Long Beach Island, Atlantic City, down to Middletown Township and Cape May there. And in fact, as we take a look at some of the highest totals around the region, that Norlawn trough we were talking about, it sank just a little farther south. It was right around the city, down into northern Delaware, central Delaware, into parts of interior South Jersey. Dover, the jackpot, at 7 inches. Again, that trough sunk to the south, so overachieved there. Middletown, 6 inches. Belmont Plateau in Philadelphia up near 6 inches. Mays Landing, 5.5, and Norristown around 5 inches of snow. Elsewhere, most areas got between 2 and 4 inches. 28 right now in Millville, 27 Reading, 20 up in Lake Harmony, 29 in Ship Bottom. But But again, it's all about that wind now tonight and tomorrow into Sunday morning. The snow is shrinking here as the system continues to depart. The winds will start to funnel in really after the midnight hours when they crank up, but that low is going to drop to 18 as the sky clears out. We have that fresh snow on the ground, and that just adds a chill if you're going to be out later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, just disregard these cold numbers because it will feel between 5 and 10. That northwest wind sustained 12 to 25 with gusts up to 35 miles an hour. We look at it on a map perspective for you, no matter what town you live in. It's single digits for the most part tomorrow afternoon, 7 below up in the Poconos. Dangerous wind chills all day there. If you are going skiing, you're going to have to wear one of those face masks that covers every part of your exposed skin. Sunday morning, still well below zero up into the mountains. Single digits to around 10 degrees at home. And in the afternoon, it's a little better on Sunday, but still upper teens near 20, and finally cracking just north of zero in the Poconos. So the second half of the weekend, from the Rockies to the east, below average temperatures. But then we flip the switch, and as we go into next week, the lower 48 will all be above average with temperatures, and the greatest above average temperatures will be from the northern plains, striping its way right into the mid-Atlantic here. But unfortunately, it doesn't come with sunshine or really even dry conditions. The exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, we have that alert here tomorrow, that bitter, cold, dangerous wind chills all day, that high of 28, and it's brighter tomorrow with some clouds developing in the afternoon. Sunny, but still that cold wind, 31, feeling like the upper teens come Sunday afternoon. Sunshine, a few high clouds Monday. Best day of next week, despite it's only 36. Clouds roll in Tuesday, 43, and then showers at times Wednesday, Thursday, with the possibility of a steadier rain on Friday with temperatures at 53 degrees. So we'll be in the freezer all weekend long. We climb out of it, but again, it just comes with kind of that rain, which will create a slushy mess everywhere.
Yeah, it needs to be said that you and your team, and I see Paul back there, nailed this storm right down to the totals and the timing, and it just, AccuWeather did it again.
We do our best we can do. They don't always come out this way, but yeah, it did well. Thank you.
They work really hard.
Appreciate it.